welcome or welcome back to the Grown Girl Tarot. Thank you for being here with me today. So in today's reading, I have with you about your secret admirers. So this secret admirer reading is not about unveiling who your secret admirer is. I am not going to be unveiling who they are. That's not the intention of this reading. It is to help you understand yourself better through the eyes of the multiple admirers that really appreciate you for who you really are. So I'm not going to limit them to just one because there could be more. So why did I choose this topic? Because I want you to love and understand yourself, your own traits that you are consciously aware of or you don't even recognize within you. And we are looking at admirers that appreciate and like you for who you really are. So I'm only setting the intention for only unconditionally loving admirers that has the purest intentions towards you. But in certain piles, there are some sort of jealousy and envy coming through. So since that energy came through, I'm not going to stop them. Maybe there are important messages for you to hear and for you to take note of as well. Okay, so first, what are we going to go through this entire reading? Firstly, we are going to look at what do they admire in you. Secondly, we will look at what do they wish you could see in yourself. Last but not least, we will look at final messages from your secret admirers. Okay, I think it is going to be a short and sweet reading, and hopefully you'll be able to look at yourself with fresh and unexpected eyes from your secret admirers. Okay, only the ones that truly like you, right? And yeah, so this is kind of the entire outline of this entire reading. Okay, so here we have 3 piles for you to choose from. I'm going to show you. So this is pile number 1. Either you are drawn to the entire image, you are drawn to the number, or you are drawn to the words, right? And you can pick one or multiple or all 3 of them if you are very, very drawn to it. Maybe there are multiple messages that you need to hear and listen. And I would say that all of these 3 piles have some sort of similar energy in a way, but they are kind of the same. They are kind of same, but at the same time, it's kind of different also. So yeah, just look at which image or which number or which words that you are drawn to the most. Okay, this is for pile number 2. Okay, so this is pile number 3. So yeah, these are all 3 piles, and please listen to your intuition and be discerning about whichever image, whichever card that you are drawn to the most. Okay, so I will see you in your reading once you have picked your pile. Okay, feel free to take your time. Okay, so I'll see you there. Hi, welcome back, pile number 1. If you picked this card, then this is going to be your reading for today. So if you'd like to know the details of this reading, please check out the intro. Always remember that this is a collective reading, right? Please use your discernment and always trust your intuition above all else. If you feel confused throughout this entire reading, like what I described doesn't feel like you, feel free to skip this or check out my other piles or check out my other readings if you're interested, or other amazing tarot readers out there. You have your own free will. If it's not yours, please don't force it. Do take responsibility for yourself. Thank you. Okay, so now let's get started. So we have the Forbidden Forest with bravery, persistence, and redemption. Firstly, we're gonna look at your secret admirers. What do they admire in you? And we have, I'm gonna have to cover it up. We have the Judgment card. We have the Knight of Pentacles, and we have the Fool. Let me see, is it in frame? Oh, I don't think I can see this, but let me push it up here. Okay, perfect. So, for those of you who chose this pile, I want to see your secret admirers. What do they admire in you? They can see that you have a very adventurous spirit. They see that you have a lot of curiosity in you and that you are able to transform very quickly. Like you evolve. Like maybe some of your secret admirers, they know you, they have your social media platform, for example, right? And they see you posting pictures and they'll be like, whoa, like, is that really you? Like, I don't even recognize you anymore. And this is how you are. And they really, really admire and they really see that in you, that they want to kind of applaud you for being able to transform and evolve in a very rapid speed. Because it's like some people, when you see them, like after a few years, they still look the same, right? But for you, you look like very different, like completely different. Okay, you might think that this is I'm exaggerating, but it's not, because you transform at a speed where everybody's like, whoa, like I don't see you for a couple of months and you've transformed again. It's kind of the energy that I'm getting from this. So I feel like this is what they really, really admire in you. And with the Forbidden Forest card here, I'm also seeing that you are somebody that loves doing a lot of introspection. You are somebody, I'm seeing the Hermit card in my mind's eye right now. So you like to uncover, you like to investigate yourself, you like to uncover the deep stories, not only just about yourself, but the world as well. Like you are somebody that likes to maybe watch a lot of crime films. Maybe you like to know about the secrets of this world that many might not want to touch it because they find it to be they think that it's a taboo topic, right? But you are not. You are not afraid of uncovering it. You are not afraid of understanding it. You are not afraid of diving deep into it because it satisfies you, right? Because you have a thirst and a yearn for knowledge as well, which I see that in you. And this is something that they really, really like about you, because you are not somebody that will settle for surface level topics. When you want to get to know someone, you want to get to know someone at a very deep level, right? I'm getting this sort of intensity, this passionate energy coming through, which is you might have strong 8th house placements or Scorpio energy as well. And as well as the dark divine feminine energy is also coming through, especially when I look at this card, the Forbidden Forest, right? Mother Lilith is also coming through. Maybe you work with her, Mother Kali as well. Maybe you are very interested in dark divine feminine energies, like you like working with them, you like working with red roses. I don't know why I'm saying this message, but yeah, maybe you love the color red, you know, you like to shower oh my god. Yeah, you do like to shower, of course, but maybe you shower with red roses, maybe you pamper yourself with rose oil. I don't know, all of these messages are just starting to come through. I'm thinking about goddess Aphrodite as well. You are very invested in your self-love, your self-care routine. You take care of yourself really, really well. You pamper yourself. You give yourself the best treatment. For example, like maybe you go for a spa treatment and you always pick out the one that is the most expensive one, and you can afford it as well, right? You can afford it, and this is just very luxurious. You know, they can see it in the way, like your body, right? If you show your skin, right? If you like to express yourself, you like to show your skin, like they can see that your body is just ooh, okay, very cool, huh? They can see that your body it's just very soft, you know. It's just maybe they touch it. I don't know, maybe some of your secret admirers, they touch it before, I don't know. Or maybe some of them, they can just see that your skin just looks really, really soft, you know. It smells like it smells like baby powder. I don't know, I'm getting this message as well. It smells like baby powder. It feels like you're just somebody that takes care of yourself in a really, really luxurious way. And I love that for you, pile number one. Okay, and this is something that I admire in you, right? And physical beauty wise, because we can see this, she's really beautiful, right? As we can see the image of her, and we can see that she's touching this sort of dark veil that she's uncovering within her, and she's not afraid to get closer to it, right? She's not kind of rejecting it, but she wants to come closer. She wants to understand, right? And that's why you may, like, people might get drawn to you in a very intense way, and they might get very attracted to you very, very quickly, because at first glance, you know, you just look so different. You look otherworldly is also what I'm getting here. And also with the Judgment card in the reverse, you're just somebody that's just very different, very rare from the types of people that your secret admirers have met in the past, and you're just completely different. That's the energy that I'm getting, because you are not afraid to go into the shadows, right? Not only just yourself, but as well as, you know, investigate topics that interest you, like what I was mentioning, like dark divine feminine energies as well, maybe the histories of the universe, and maybe just art and literature as well that you like to get to know more of. Maybe you have a lot of topics that you are interested in, that you fantasize about as well, right? Maybe I'm thinking about history or psychology as well, that interests you, that you like to study the human brain, you know, you like to study other people's facial expression, right? Their non-verbal language as well is also coming through. And you just have a strong and curious nature in you. That is what your secret admirers love about you. They love that. They love your mind. They love your intellect. If, let's say, if they do have a conversation with you just that once, right? They really just fall in love with you really quickly, very intensely. This is how precious and this is how valuable your energy and your entire presence is. It's not just your energy, okay, but it's just your entire presence really just helps. It attracts people very easily, I would say. And this is why you got to be very careful in protecting your energies, because there could be some that might want to take advantage of it as well. So it's very, very important for you to cleanse your energy and for you to protect yourself, right? I'm also getting some sort of water might be very helpful for you. You might love drinking a lot of water, or you might like to work with the water energy, because it helps to cleanse you and helps to nourish you and just revitalize you at the same time, right? So, wow, that's a very intense energy. I would say you definitely am somebody that is, as well as somebody that has a very adventurous spirit, right? You like to know more, you like to understand more, right? You go from one topic to the other, because you have this drive and passion for knowledge. You have a thirst for something new. This is why you might be interested in working from one job to the other, or maybe you have multiple jobs. Maybe you're an entrepreneur and maybe you have like a side job. Like, you know a lot about a lot is what I'm getting here. Like, yeah, you know a lot about a lot, and that's the thing. It doesn't scare you, because you would want to spend a lot of time studying and understanding them. And that is what your secret admirers admire in you, even though you have a very curious and maybe a lot of times have a very scattered energy as well. You jump from one thing to the other, but they love that whatever you do, you put in a lot of effort in it, right? You put in a lot of hard work. You are very disciplined. You are very consistent about it, right? Maybe you don't have time to maybe study this certain subject that you are interested in, but it's okay. You come back from it like maybe months or years later. You never forget about it. It's just something that is kept within your heart, because you know that, okay, maybe this is something that I'm interested in, but I do not have the resources to accomplish it, but I'm willing to come back to it when I have the time. And you do it, right? And you did it. You kept your own promise. You made a promise to yourself, and you'll be like, okay, I'm going to come back to this topic maybe a few months later, a few years later, and I'm going to come back to it. And I studied it and I made it, right? And I'm also getting another message. If you told one of your secret admirers that you wanna do something, right? And they like that you kept your promise. It's that when you say you're going to do something, you are going to do it, right? Like, you don't just say it for the sake of saying it, but you say it and your actions will reflect that, like always, even if it's going to take you a lot of time. And they can see that you are very determined, right? That you are very persistent as well, because you will not forget things that easily. You would always come back to it, and you would always understand them and get to know them. Them as in, doesn't have to be people, but it can be subjects, topics and all of that stuff. Yeah, you get to know it, and you get to study them, and you get to understand it at a much deeper level, because that is your vibe. Right? You never want to stay at certain events or certain conversations at a very surface level where, like, hey, how are you? How's your day? What do you eat today? I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, right? But it just doesn't really interest you, right? And you have a very strong and a curious mind as well, because this is what it keeps you going. You need to be mentally stimulated in order for you to be interested in something, in order for you to be interested in someone as well. Right? And maybe some of your secret admirers, maybe some of them might be kind of competitive about that, or they might be jealous of that because of how much you know about a lot. And sometimes they might feel inferior compared to you. Yeah, you might make them feel inferior in a way where you might not even be aware of it, right? This is why they might secretly want to compete with you. They might want to beat you, I would say. Like, there's some sort of secret competition or secret envy going on as well. So this is why some of your secret admirers, right, they want to get better, therefore they learn from you. But some of them, they might get jealous and all. This is why you have to be very careful. I know that these energies, I ask for only unconditionally loving energies to come through, but since this types of secret competition, secret envy energies is coming through, and I'm gonna say it, right? I'm gonna say it since Spirit wants me to convey that to you. Okay, not all secret admirers are of loving energies. Some of them, right? Maybe their intention is great at first, right? At first, but once they start to understand you, and maybe once they start to interact with you and all, and there is a hidden envy, there is like a hidden motive, like, oh my god, I didn't know that they were so great at this. I didn't know that they are that talented. I thought that they just had a pretty face. Sorry, Paul number one, but that is the energy that is coming through, because some of your secret admirers think that you just have a pretty face, right? And that's not true. There is so much more to you than just a beautiful face. You not only just are somebody that is intense and passionate, but you are also somebody that is very hardworking and very determined. We have the Nine of Pentacles here in the reverse. They might think that you're just all over the place, or that you are not that talented as they think that you are, right? But once they get to know you, they'll be like, whoa, you really are a whole package to your secret admirers, right? Secret admirer or admirers. And that's the thing. And that's why I was saying that they might secretly compete with you, or they might be intimidated by you as well, right? This is why they might want to like put you down and all that stuff. And yeah, is to be wary and to be careful. Okay, but this is what they really, really admire in you, pile number 1. Okay, and I want to also mention that whatever you're interested in, okay, whatever you are passionate about, please continue doing it. Okay, since I kept looking at this card, because isn't this card just so full of beauty? It's just full of mysticism as well. I'm thinking about the Moon card as well. Like, you are a mystery to a lot of people, right? You are not what they think that you are. You are so much more. Like I mentioned, you are so much more than just a pretty face. Okay, and your third eye is also very strong since the purple energy is very alluring, isn't it? It's just very charming. I'm so drawn to this card because it just gives me a vibe of somebody that it's just like a goddess-like energy. I'm also thinking about you have a siren energy as well. You have a siren aura, siren aura, right? And when people get close to you, they realize that a lot of the things that are hidden in them will start to come through because you are a mirror. You are a mirror, you are a reflection. Whichever, whether it's your light, your shadows, it will always be a reflection to those people, your secret admirers. And that is what they really admire about you because you are a mirror. They can see, whether is it the light or the shadows, they can see that all in them and in you as well. And I don't know why this energy keeps coming through is that please be very careful because there are some of them that once they get to know you, once they get to understand you, or even once they have a conversation with you, they start to realize the things that maybe they dislike about themselves, it will start to be projected onto you. This is why you have to be very careful, pile number one, because you are that magnetic. You are that charming. You are that intense. Okay, intense in a good way. All right, but like I said, intensity can be a double-edged sword. If you are channeling that energy in an effective way, then yes, it can be really efficient for you. But if that energy is kind of being used in, right, then it can be a problem, isn't it? So, like I mentioned, you really are a mirror for a lot of people, for your secret admirers specifically. They can see the entire side of you, and maybe you have shown your secret admirers that like, hey, I can be beautiful, but at the same time I can also be somebody that is very hardworking, that is very talented, that is very ambitious as well. All right, and that I'm not just this goody girl goody girl or guy that you think I am, because I'm not. Okay, and if you want to come close to me, sure, get ready to be exposed. Get ready to be exposed, whether it's your light, your shadows, or whatever it is. Because all that you see in me, you have it within yourself as well. That is what your secret admirers really, really admire in you, especially for your secret admirers that have been doing their own inner work. They see the reflection in you and in them as well. This is why you kind of encourage your secret admirers to work hard, to work, to want to be better, to want to be better. But I'm also getting this another energy as well as like I mentioned, right? They want to be better, but not in a way where it's competitive, but in a way where it's like, hey, I want to do better, I want to be better, I want to become a better person, I want to learn from you. Is this energy here? Like, I want to learn from you, right? Like, I'm not interested in competing with you, right? Like, I just want to be better. Like, I see you, rising in life, right? I see you doing so well, and I really just want to know you and understand you better because I want to level up in my life as well. This is what you teach your secret admirers, and that is what they admire about you, is that they see all parts of you. They see even the hidden parts of you maybe that you dislike within yourself, and they think that it's just very beautiful. It's all a part of you. It is your scent, and nothing and no one would be able to compare you to them, at least according to your secret admirers, right? Because you are that one of a kind. You really are, right? Because you are a divine channeler. For a lot of them, it's like, I don't know if maybe for some of you, right, maybe while you're having a conversation with your secret admirers, maybe sometimes you spit out things that you don't even recognize that you spit out. That is when you will, I don't know if you are consciously aware of it, but maybe you understand it and you'll be like, oh, like, where did that came from? I didn't even know, like, how did I spit out that thing? But actually that is a way of the divine channeling yourself, channeling it through you, right? And to your secret admirers. Okay, pile number one. I'm also getting like, yeah, Scorpio energy is very, very strong here. Like you really have a very strong siren-like, goddess-like energy. Like truly, truly. And this is what they really, really admire and what they really love about you, like I mentioned. And I don't want to just say something about your physical beauty, because your physical beauty is so otherworldly. It's just so sexy. So fucking sexy, pile number one. Okay, like I feel like when people, your secret admirers, when they look into your eyes, right? When they see your face, oh my goodness, that sexual tension is so strong and so bizarre. It just captivates them. It's just be like, whoa, like why am I so attracted to this person? Like what is it in them that just makes me want to know them? Like I've never been that attracted to a person before. You know, it feels like there is layers and layers for me to unpeel in them. That is you. You are like a red wine, right? The more they drink, them, the more intoxicating it is, because that is your energy. That is you, pal number one. Like, oh, I'm getting that very sexual, very sexy kind of a vibe here, because that is it, right? And I'm also just very um I'm feeling very sexually aroused here, honestly. Wow, I'm feeling very sexually aroused here. My hands are sweating, and yeah, it's just and pile number one, you definitely do you definitely do attract a lot of attention wherever you go. That's why your secret admirers can see. Like for example, if you went out with them, right, they would see like all eyes on you effortlessly. Like you just, wherever you go, you just attract attention naturally, because that is who you are. Your magnetism and your charm is there. Nobody is able to, run away from your gaze, because your gaze is just, it can either intrigue them or it can scare them away. It's very like black and white, which is Scorpio energy, right? Which is dark divine feminine energy. It's very black and white. It's very intense, very, 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 very passionate, because I can see that you are somebody that's also a very passionate person, right? You are not afraid to go after what you want. You are not afraid to put yourself out there, to seek whatever it is that you need, to manifest what you need. I don't know if you recognize that, but you have a very strong dark divine feminine energy. If you can, please check out, dark divine feminine energy. If you don't understand what it is, you can Google it up. Okay, it's very, very powerful. Once you really activate that, oh my, I swear to God, you will be so powerful, so fucking powerful. Like nobody, like nothing will be able to stop you. Like seriously, I'm just so attracted to the eyes. I don't know if you see that, but oh my God, your gaze, pole number one. Your gaze is that intense. Your gaze is that powerful. It just really brings in a lot of magnetism within you. It also attracts a lot of people who are very sexually attracted to you as well, right? They can see their sacral chakra, their bottom three chakras getting very activated. I'll be like, whoa, like this person is making me feel things that I've never felt before. And like I said, for somebody that has been doing the work, they will understand and see that. But for those that are afraid, right, they might run away from it, or they might just project it onto you. This is why you have to be very careful here. Even though I ask for this energy to be unconditionally loving, right, from your secret admirers, but it seems like some energies just want to penetrate through. And I'm gonna have to give you a sort of, I just want to give you an additional message, okay, like a kind of sort of like a warning here, I would say. Yes, please be very careful and cautious about where you use that energy and who you are giving that energy to, because if you're not careful, right, some people will want to take it. But I can also sense that you are somebody that is you can just see through a lot of bullshit as well, because I think I mentioned that you could be somebody that's very interested in psychology, right? You could be somebody that loves to study the human brain, you love to study history, anything that is related to the dark side of life, right? The taboo topics, the secrets, the mysticism, anything that has been hidden in histories. You love to study them, you love to uncover them, you love to satisfy yourself, your knowledge, right? Your passion, right? Anything that can satisfy you, oh, you will learn it very quickly and very easily, because that is it, because your aura immediately magnetized the deep, dark secrets and taboo topics that are meant for you, that are waiting for you to uncover. This is why, you know, sometimes when you see like maybe content on social media about history and art, and you know, I don't know, something about feminism is also coming through. Maybe you might want to learn more about that. Maybe you're interested in that as well, because it can help to elevate you, it can help to elevate your aura as well. Okay, so this is what they really, really admire in you. Okay, wow. So yes, that's all. Wait, hold on, let me put it here. So that's all that I have for the tarot portion of the reading, for the first part. Yes, so now we will look at, what do your secret admirers wish you could see in yourself? Okay, we have the Page of Swords in the reverse, we have the Two of Swords in the upright, and we have just let me be, liberation, free spirit, wild and authentic. Can you see it here? Yes, okay, perfect. What do they wish you could see in yourself? Honestly, I think I talked about your mind, right, a lot, and I feel like this is something that you might be underestimating about yourself, is that you don't even realize the power of your own mind, the power of your intellect, Mercury energy that is very, very strong right here. And that whatever you speak, it comes true, right? If you learn how to harness this power of the dark divine feminine energy, right? I'm getting very, very strongly about this power about dark divine feminine. So if you don't understand, please check them out, search it up on Google. Okay, so you really underestimate the energy of your mind, right? And the thoughts that are being translated into words, like how you process your thoughts, right? How you speak it into existence. These are all very, very powerful for you. And I feel like this is what they wish you could see in yourself, because a lot of the times you might not realize the impact of your words, right? Like the words that you choose, right? The kind of tone that you speak up on, and how you choose to express yourself. All of these things, these are things that you might be underestimating yourself about, right? This is why I was getting, like, if you have a conversation with your secret admirers, they really admire your mind. They love that your big brain has just so many knowledge, so many different topics that they can engage with you in. It's like there is nothing in this world that you don't know. Is what I was getting the energy of, like, you kind of know everything. You kind of know a lot about a lot, even if maybe you just read something from social media and then you converse with them. They might think that, wow, this is something that you know. How can you know about this? Like, I saw it on social media, but maybe you're not a professional. Maybe you don't really understand that on a much deeper level, but this is something that when you read it up online, when you read it up on social media, you'll be able to save it, and maybe at a conversation, then you can use it, right? And maybe if you don't use it, it will just be in your brain for a very, very long time. And that is something that is very precious and valuable about you, because you remember things very easily. You are able to cut through any sort of confusion through, not only through your intuition, but as well as just through but also through discerning, right? Through discernment of your mind. Like your mind is able to pick up on things and pieces very easily. For example, oh, what is this person trying to say? You are able to conclude it and be able to come into your own conclusion and develop your own limiting beliefs, right? This is why I was getting this very strong energy about you not fitting in, about you not belonging here. You are not somebody that people meet that easily. It's like when your secret admirers come into contact with you, they feel like this is sort of divine intervention, or they think that it's just fated to meet you. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I'm just really getting that strong energy of like them fated to meet you, or they think that everything is just pre-orchestrated by the divine in order for them to meet you. And that's why I was mentioning that you are just somebody that they will never ever forget, right? Even if they just meet you on the street, they would always remember you. And when you do, surprisingly, maybe you see them again, or they see you again, they'll be like, oh, like you are the girl that I met on the street, you are the person that I met on the street before. I'm like, huh? Like which street I was on, like, something like that. They might remember like the day where they just met you. And this is how strong of an impression that you leave on other people. This is why I was getting about your strong impact, your strong presence as well. And this is what they wish you could see in yourself, is that you can easily make an impression out of nowhere, even if you're not really tidying yourself up, even if it's just like a very normal day, but when people meet you, they just be like, whoa, I've never seen this type of person before. And this type of person is not somebody that I ever get to interact with in my real life. It's kind of a vibe that your secret admirers wish that you could see in yourself. They wish that you could see that whatever traits that you dislike within yourself, these are really precious jewels in them. These are something that only adds to your aura and only makes you more authentic and real, and that you don't fit in like other people, right? Just like modern society, you don't go to trends. You are the trend. Literally, you are the trend. You are the trendsetter. This is why I was getting that you are not somebody that is of here. You don't really belong, so to speak. Like, you're just very different. And the way you converse, the way you express yourself, right? How you choose to even use your mind, how you even choose to consume certain things, how you choose to listen, how you choose to use your words as well, and with your tone, with your facial expression, with your body language and all of this is just, there is a signature to you, right? And if, let's say, for example, right, if people do copy you, right, it might be oh, that's so and so, that's Pal number one's signature, right? Like, you are not able to replicate that. Even if you replicate that, it's just so weird, because that is just not you. You're just copying it from Pal number one. And that's the energy I'm getting if you have some like secret admirers that are copycats and all. But right, and yeah, maybe there are some secret admirers that love to copy you. They love to copy your style, and they think that, oh, maybe I would just replicate what you do. I'll just replicate how you express yourself, how you speak, right? Maybe I can also attract others as well, but they're not, right? People can easily tell that, oh, that's not you, that's just that's Pal number one. Like, you're just copying from Pal number one, is the energy that I'm getting. So yeah, you have a very strong, I'm also getting a strong sexual signature as well. You might have a very strong sexual signature. You might have a very strong energy strong energy, strong impression that is being left on others. Like people can just easily tell that, oh, that's Paul number one's signature. Why are you copying that? Why are you doing that? Why are you using it? Right? Like it's so weird when you do it, but it's just. But when Paul number one, when you do it, they'll be like, oh, that's so cute, you know, like so you're just so gorgeous, you know, like, oh, like I love that about you. I love that you're so silly and all. But when other people use it, they're like, ugh, it's just, ugh, you know, that kind of a vibe here. But yeah, and back to the topic about your mind, right? I was getting something that is just so captivating about your mind. You don't realize the impact that you leave on other people, even if you don't speak, right? Even if you don't speak, even if you're just standing there, you know, making eye contact with your secret admirers. I love that, you know, you're making eye contact with me because it shows that you are paying attention. Like I said, like when you are speaking to somebody, you are entirely focused on them. Like your body language as well is also very, very focused on them. And when you talk to them, you talk to them in a very serious and a warm tone is also what I'm getting at. Like something serious, like, oh, it's okay, you know, continue speaking. Or like, yeah, I don't really understand, I don't really agree, but I understand from your point of view and blah 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 blah. You would just spit out facts, you just spit out anything that you think that is real and true to you, and you'll be like, whoa, you know, that's just unexpected. I didn't expect something that would come out from you, you know, like, whoa, like whatever you said, it would always leave an impression on your secret admirers. That is how impactful your words are. And I don't want you to underestimate your mind, pound number one, because it can really help to manifest what you wish to see in the world as well, right? Because when you talk negatively about yourself, or when you are really, really insecure, or when you are really just at the stage of like when you're going through something challenging, right? And a lot of the times you might be like, oh, you know, I'm a failure, I can't really do this. And don't do that to yourself, because your secret admirers can see that you are somebody that's full of potential. You are somebody that can achieve anything that you want in your life. That is how powerful your aura is. That is how powerful your thoughts are. Whatever you speak comes into existence. Please don't underestimate this power, because if you don't use that in a way where it's good to you, like for example speaking positively about yourself, right, that can help you so much more than others. Maybe for other people they need 90% of it, but you can just use that 10% of your words to speak into existence. For example, before you go to like an event and maybe you want to be the center of attention, for example, you'd be like, I want to be the center of attention. Like you speak into your mirror, or you just speak it out loud to the universe, and that will come true. That will come true for you, right? That's why I keep mentioning that your words have power. Your words have an impact. Don't misuse them, but at the same time, don't let yourself get too trapped by it, right? I mean, we all have negative thoughts, right? We all, once in a while, we will think negatively. Like, don't beat yourself up for that. Okay, but don't use words like I'm always not gonna be good enough, I'm forever gonna be here, or I'm always gonna be a failure. Like don't use words like always and forever. Don't use such extreme words. You can sometimes be like, oh, I feel like a failure, I feel like I'm not good enough, and all of that stuff. Like all of these things are okay, right? But don't use it for a very long time. Like for example, when you go through something very challenging and all, and sometimes it's okay for you to rant and all of that stuff, right? But don't do that in a long time, because if you do that in a long time, your mind might believe that you are actually not good enough, right? And you might manifest things that are actually not something that you desire. Isn't it? This is why I was getting some sort of magician energy as well, about you manifesting something in your life, or your manifestations coming through. All of this has to do with how you use your mind, how you choose to speak about what you want. Do you actually believe it? Like, yes, I believe that I can have my dreams coming true. Yes, I believe that I can be financially successful. Do that, use that, right? Do that and use that. And this is why, like I mentioned, this is why it has to be paired up with your shadow work also. It cannot be just pure speech. It needs to be something that has to be set an intention, like, okay, I want to be financially successful, right? And the shadows, where in my life do I feel like I cannot be financially successful? Where in my life do I feel like I have to work twice as hard in order for me to be financially successful, right? I can be successful, but not in a traditional way, not in a way where, I have to sacrifice myself, not in a way where I have to tolerate all of that bullshit in order for me to be successful. You don't, right? This is why it's very important for you to be paired up with your shadow work, your mind, right? Your thoughts can be your biggest enemy. This is why shadow work is very, very necessary for you. And I was getting that, right? For the first part of your secret admirers admiring you in you, because they can see your self-sabotage. They can see that, sometimes you might hide under this strong shell, right? Sometimes you might present yourself as this very confident person, and yes, you are. But underneath that, there is still a lack of belief in yourself. There is still a lack of confidence in you. That is what they see. They can see that you are being very harsh towards you, that you don't see you don't see yourself in a very objective way. You are very, very harsh and critical with you. And that is why your secret admirers, they don't want you to fake it. It's like this phrase, fake it till you make it, which is very popular. And honestly, I don't really like this phrase, because I feel like, why do I have to fake it when I can actually really be confident? Why do I have to fake confidence within? I never believe in that statement, because I feel like we can be confident in our own ways. We can work, we can heal ourselves. We don't have to fake it. Faking it, but once other people start understanding you, they might see that, oh, you're just faking it, you're just faking your confidence. I feel like it's unnecessary. We can do that work. We can do the inner work to ensure that, okay, yes, I have low self-worth. Yes, I have low self-confidence, but is there anything I can do to improve? Is there anything that I can do to boost my self-esteem? Whatever I can. Right? So that is the energy here, that the power of your mind has to be in combination of your shadow work at the same time. And I can see that you are already actively doing it. So I'm very, very proud of you. Your secret admirers are very, very proud of you. Right? And with this liberation card here, I'm also getting like, they can see that you have to untangle yourself from your own thoughts, your own beliefs, because sometimes that can really get the best of you. Like, that can really get into your mind, like what I was mentioning, right? You might think that you're a failure, and maybe you keep telling yourself that, and in the end, things might really manifest in the physical reality that presents to you as a failure, and you're not. You are not a failure, pile number one. You are not. Okay, your secret admirers they want you to stop criticizing yourself. Okay, they want you to be who you are. They want you to be bold, because they can see that you have so much untapped potential and so much gifts within you, right? Like I was mentioning, you have a wild spirit. You can just do whatever you want once you set that intention, once you set your mind to. But a lot of the times, your mind is really your biggest enemy. It's really the one that is stopping you, that is just really underestimating you. Like when you want to do something, fear stops you in your tracks, and they don't want you to do that. Like if you told one of your secret admirers that, I want to achieve something, I want to do something, And then they'll be like, go ahead, do it, right? But the next thing you might say, oh, I don't know if I can really achieve that, right? Or like other people are doing it, I don't know if I can be a part of it, like I don't know, you might really say something like this, and they really want you to know that no, just because everybody is doing it, it doesn't mean that you can't do it. It doesn't mean that you can't contribute to it, isn't it? Everybody in this planet is earning money. Do you feel like you don't deserve to earn money just because everybody is earning an income, just because everybody is financially successful? No, you want to be financially successful, isn't it? You want to earn money. So the mindset here needs to be changed. Your limiting beliefs here are the ones that are stopping you here. That is what they wish you could see in yourself. They wish that you could see that actually you have so many options. You have so many opportunities and pathways that you can take in order for you to be free, in order for you to really be successful, right? In order for you to just be, right? I don't want to fake it. I don't want to belittle myself. I don't want to criticize myself. Right? Like I can be who I choose to be. I don't need to go according to, what my parents have told me or what society has told me. Even if I want to run and scream right now at the beach, I can do that. I don't have to worry about what other people think about me. Isn't it just like this card here? Just let me be. Look at the bees and lilies as well on the hair, growing fresh flowers. It shows to me that your aura, your energy has the power to bloom in all kinds of ways that you might not even realize. And look at the crown chakra as well. She's like blooming. She's blooming in whichever circle that she chooses herself to be. Like your secret admirers can see that in whichever environment that they are in whichever course, in whichever school or subject or career, any choice and opportunity that you choose to make, you can make something out of nothing. This is what they wish that you could see in yourself. And that your presence alone, you don't have to change anything. You don't have to, be smarter. You don't have to be more romantic. You don't have to be more passionate. You already are. Right? Just let me be this card. You already are that magnetic. You already are that authentic. Once you stop hiding yourself, or once you stop trying to fix yourself. And I want to tell you that healing yourself is about taking away, stripping away anything that is just not of yours, anything that you have taken it out of anybody, out of other people, out of society in general, is to strip you naked, right? Just like this card is to strip you naked and to just, I can just be who I am. Right? You already are that kind of a person. You don't have to be more, you don't have to be less. You just have to be just you. You in the most ordinary and the most authentic and the most real raw way, because that is what we are lacking right now in our world. We are lacking authenticity. So many people play pretense, right? So many people act in a way that's just not true to them because I don't know, right? Maybe because they want to be seen, maybe because they want attention, which there's nothing wrong with it. There is nothing wrong with wanting attention. There is nothing wrong with wanting to be seen. But are you faking yourself in order for you to be seen? Are you hiding? Because I'm sure that you can find your own community, you can find your own circle of people that are truly the ones that are meant for you, that can accept you for who you are. Right? At least your secret admirers, they see that. They see that in you, and they wish that they could see how powerful you are. Like what I was mentioning, right? Like you have a very secret, you have a signature scent. And like I said, if other people replicate you and copy you, your secret admirers can immediately tell, like, hey, that's Paul number one scent, that's Paul number one signature. And when the other people do that, they'll be like, ugh, But when you do it, it's like, oh my god, that's so cute, right? Because they love you and they see you for who you really are, pile number one, and that's just very, very beautiful. I love that. I love that. I love that they see all in you, right? Your shadows, your dark side, your light side, anything. Even the parts that you think that are not beautiful, even the parts that you think that are just ugly, that you don't want to see. Because there is no ugliness within you. There is no. You are perfect and you are made for who you are by the divine, by the universe, isn't it? So what do they wish you could see in yourself? They wish how you could see that you are the only one stopping yourself. You are the only one that is stopping yourself. Nobody is really stopping you but you, your mind. Your mind is your biggest enemy. You have to work with the energy of your mind. How can you work with the energy of your mind? Which is to shadow work, right? To understand where do these thoughts come from? Can I allow myself to sit with these thoughts and just allowing them to pass through? Let's say, I have these thoughts of me thinking that I'm stupid. Okay, am I going to take that personally? No. It's just maybe people from the past have told me that I'm stupid, have made me believe that I'm stupid, but am I actually really stupid? No. I'm intellectually gifted. You are intellectually gifted, pile number one. Okay, and Spirit has given you the gift of the power of your mind to work with it. Mercury energy, which is very, very strong, right? Anything that you desire, anything that is being planted in your mind, you can be sure as hell that that is yours, right? Any dream that you have, any dream, any passion, any yearnings, any desires, you can be sure that they are all yours. Okay, so do not underestimate the power of your mind, but at the same time, learning how to work with the power of your mind at the same time, it's very, very necessary and important for you. And they wish that you could see really how powerful you really, really are, and how much untapped potential and opportunities that you have within you. You don't need to seek in the outside world. All you have is already in you. Look at this energy. She has all of it within you in this ocean of stars and all that stuff. But yeah, you can bloom. Even your hair can bloom something out of nothing. Anything ordinary, anything that just seems really that is just not everybody might take note of. Anything that other people might not even take notice of, you can be sure as hell that you can build something out of it. Look at every strand of your hair. It is building something. It is growing something out of nothing. That is how powerful and magnetic your energy and aura is. Your presence is, pile number one. Please do not underestimate that, all right? So, last but not least, we will look at the final messages from your secret admirers. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so now we will look at final messages from your secret admirers. So yeah, exactly. We have power struggle, ego versus heart. I was getting that energy right before about you needing to balance between your ego and your intuition, because a lot of the times you might rationalize, right, the things that needs to be listened to, needs to be trusted on, but because of your anxiety, because of your scattered mind, because of your scattered thoughts that are so filled with a lot of fears, right, they might be the one that is keeping you stuck. So they really want you, your secret admirers really, really want you to be able to differentiate between what is your intuition and versus what is your ego. It's time for you to quiet the chatter of your mind so that you can actually really able to allow your heart to take the lead, allow your intuition to guide you and lead you forward, because our intuition is the strongest. Our intuition is the thing that we can actually fully trust on, right? And a lot of the times we really neglect it, right, because of our own ego trying to keep us safe. But the way it's keeping us safe, it is in a very destructive way. Look at this card. We have ego, right, which is fear, lack, jealousy, past/future, competition, pride, power, war, materialism, judgment, the prize, lust, control, me. And we have the heart here, which is authentic, eternal, God, enjoy the journey, healing, unity, peace, tolerance, harmony, abundance, love, going inward. So it's very important for you to balance out in order for you to actually enjoy the life that you have actually always wanted, right? Because I was getting the energy of faking it, like the confidence that is actually kind of faking it, but you don't have to fake it. You can actually start doing the inner work in order for you to balance out between your intellect and your intuition, so that you can actually allow your intuition to take the lead and your intellect being the one that is serving your intuition, not the other way around, right? And allowing the ego to serve the heart, whereas we can allow the heart to take the lead. So it's very, very important for you to identify a lot of your thoughts. Where are they coming from, right? Who told you that, right? And are we able to differentiate that between our intuition and our anxiety? So this is why it's very important for you to actually unearth and dive even deeper into your shadow work in terms of your ego, in terms of the kind of ego patterns that you have still been holding on to, the kind of fears, the kind of limiting beliefs that is the only one stopping you in its tracks, isn't it, pile number 1? Okay, so next we have phases of the moon. I was getting something very strongly about the moon here, which is you are very, very connected to the cycles of the moon, right? And we have Goddess Diana is also coming through. I don't know if you've heard about her, but you can check her out, and maybe she's asking you to work with her, or maybe you do feel drawn to her that you want to work with her. Goddess Diana, she's the moon goddess, and I'm also getting someone who is lighting up a candle, who is setting up a ritual and just channeling messages from the moon and just gaining energy from the moon. And this is what you're meant to do. You're meant to be channeling messages, and you're meant to be listening to information and intuitive hits and downloads that are meant to be given to you at this point in time, right? Whenever you're listening to this reading, because the energy of the moon here, specifically the full moon, is also what I'm getting here, where the energy wants to be downloaded through you, wants to be channeled through you, whatever it is that you have been doing. Maybe it's time for you to light up a candle and maybe say some prayers, set some intention in order for you to be very, very connected with whichever moon cycles that you are very connected to. For example, like I mentioned, specifically the full moon, right? But it doesn't really have to be the full moon. It can be any cycles of the moon that you are very interested in, okay? Last but not least, we have the Seven of Swords here. No honor among thieves, fraud, scandal, cannot be trusted, corruption, criminals, robbery, extortion, foolish plans. So what I'm getting here is that it's your intuition a lot of the times, right? It would let you know the things that you're uncomfortable about. For example, let's say maybe your shoulders can be very stiff, right? And this is kind of like an important clue for you to understand that, hey, I'm uncomfortable with this situation. I'm uncomfortable with this person, right? It's important for you to take note of however your body is communicating with you, right? And I'm also strongly getting another message as well, which is the phases of the moon. And if you yourself read cards, if you're a tarot reader yourself, and if you picked out Seven of Swords, it's clearly showing you that some sort of deceit, some sort of manipulation, some sort of lying scheme, anything that is of fraud that is coming up in your life, right? It shows you like who to trust and who not to trust. And maybe for you to connect with the moon goddess, Goddess Diana, she will give you a lot of hidden secrets. She will give you a lot of hidden information. She will let you know about some things that are meant to be kept a secret, or maybe people have been keeping stuff from you and you are able to connect with the energy and really able to gain some information from that. So it's very, very important for you to sit in silence in order for you to listen to your intuition, and as well as creating a routine, allowing all of these thoughts to start coming through. For example, I have this thought of mine where I have this negative thought which tells me that I'm stupid. But am I actually really stupid? Where is this coming from? It's actually coming from people, right? People from my past have told me time and time again that I'm very stupid, that I'm somebody that is just somebody that is just very not smart enough, is the energy that people gave to me in the past. But is that really true? Am I really not smart? I know that that's just people projected it onto me. I am intellectually gifted, and you are too. right? You are intellectually gifted, and you are also being gifted with the ability to differentiate, to allow your intuition to take the lead, to you're also being given the gift of being able to unearth hidden secrets, to be able to uncover some sort of shadows that are being hidden beneath the surface, maybe things that people don't talk about, but you're able to sense that, you're able to tell, you are able to gain some information from these hidden senses. Trust that hidden senses. Okay, trust whatever information that you have, and that whichever people, places, things, situation that you are not comfortable with, trust that first gut and that first instinct. Okay, and before that, really allow yourself to go into that shadow work, to really start doing that work in order for you to feel much more at peace, and in order for you to feel much more in tune with your intuition, because it is the biggest guidance here. And like I said, your mind, your ego really has the tendency to underestimate you, to put you in a spot of fear, to put you in a spot of lack, to put you in a spot where you are giving your power away to other people. And no, you are meant to be trusting yourself, right? And Spirit is giving you the gift to be able to connect with the different moon cycles, right? Whatever information that you want to get, yes, say the prayer, set the intention, and don't try to control the information that you are gaining. Really be able to listen to it, accept it, right? And most importantly, trust the information that you're getting. You're so much more connected to the moon that you even realize. Okay, and I feel so called to read the guidebook from the this deck, Keepers of the Light Oracle, because the goddess Diana, she wants to come through to you. Okay, hold on. We have goddess Diana. Yes. Focused intention. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. Diana is the Roman moon goddess of the hunt. She's also known as Artemis in Greek mythology, where she has similar attributes. She's often depicted with wild animals around her, and as she's associated with the moon, she connects deeply with the wild beast that comes out at night. She's often seen holding a bow and a quiver of arrows, which signifies her ability to help us focus on a vision. She also helps us tune into our intuitive side so that we can listen to the wisdom that will guide us towards our goals. In particular, she encourages women to move into their true power and promotes equality for all souls. Move forward with unwavering faith, knowing that the universe is supporting you. Diana is helping you awaken your divine ability to manifest what you deserve. Any fear is only a reminder that whatever you're working on or through is an important issue for your growth. Your focus is strong now and will be particularly powerful at the full moon. I was getting that. It's like, thank you so much for the confirmation. But yeah, full moon could be really significant for you. You may be aware of night owl tendencies. This is because your angels and guides are sending you important messages that you may be missing out during the day due to a busy schedule. Set some time aside to do a deep meditation to receive the guidance exactly. There are a lot of information that wants to be channeled in, that wants to be given to you, wants to be downloaded in you, but you are not giving that time and energy to. So it's very important for you to have a ritual, right? Most importantly, set up a candle, right? Look into how to connect with the moon cycles, or specifically the full moon, right? But it doesn't have to be the full moon. Of course, if you're not particularly drawn to, you can do it at any phases of the moon, any cycles that you want to, right? So it's very important for you to really start doing the inner work, right? There's no point in you avoiding it. If you really want to fully engage with the power of your own mind and your intellect, it's very important for you to start honoring and doing the inner work of your ego, especially in terms of what are the things that have been stopping you, what are the things that have been hindering you, right? What kind of beliefs that you're still been holding on to and attaching yourself to? What kind of fears that are still hidden beneath the surface that wants to come through, right? Allow the moon to give you the answers. You are very connected to the moon more than you realize. You are able to uncover so many hidden secrets, right? What is it that you wish? What is it that you yearn to understand and know more? You can get the answers to the moon. card, and especially with in terms of certain situations where you feel uncomfortable, where you feel like you sense something that's wrong. Trust that feeling. Trust that feeling. Okay, pile number one. So yeah, these are the final messages that I have for you. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for allowing me to read for you and for choosing me to be part of your journey. I'm just so thankful and I'm so grateful. If you want to, you can definitely subscribe to my channel, The Grown Girl Tarot, and you can like and comment if you want to. Of course, only respectful comments will be entertained. So thank you so much, pile number one, and I'm just wishing you all the best, and I really hope that you're able to see yourself through the eyes of your secret admirer. Okay, and stop underestimating yourself as well. All right, if you're interested, you can check out my podcast at Life by Pam's podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well. And if you're interested, you can check out my blog, which it's been a long time since I last updated it, but you can check out if you want to, heightspamela.substack.com. And yeah, thank you so much for being here, and as well as thank you to the universe and your spirit guides for allowing me to channel messages for you. I'm very grateful and proud to be here, and I'm thankful for all of you, and to you as well for allowing me to read for you. Okay, so thank you so much, pile number one, and I'll see you guys in my next reading. Bye. Hi, welcome back, pile number two. If you picked this card, then this is going to be your reading for today. So if you'd like to know the details of this reading, do check out the intro. Always remember that this is a collective reading. Please use your discernment and always trust your intuition above all else. If you feel confused throughout this entire reading, like what I described isn't really you, feel free to skip this reading or check out other piles, or check out my other readings or other amazing tarot readers out there. Alright, you have your own free will. If it's not yours, please don't force it. Do take responsibility for yourself. Okay, thank you so much. Now let's get started. So I'm gonna take out the tarot cards, I mean. I'm gonna put this aside first. So okay, it looks like I need to cover up this card. Let's use this to cover up. Okay. We have the Star and the King of Swords in the reverse. So these two cards came out together. I'm going to take them together. Okay. We have the Hermit. And we have the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Okay, let me shift this aside first. Okay. Okay. Okay, is this okay? Let me check. Okay, cool. I'm gonna put this in the middle. Okay, let's get started. So, what do your secret admirers admire in you? Firstly, I want to say that you really have been through a lot. This is what your secret admirers see about you. What do they admire about you is that they saw that you have been through a lot, but you have never gave up, right? You always kept going. You always kept moving forward because you just didn't know how to give up, or maybe give up or maybe the word give up is just not in your dictionary, right? Your soul knew perseverance. Your soul knew determination. Your soul knew that, I know that I have to take a break. I know that I have to take time to go within. I know that I have to take some time to take care of myself, but I'm not going to give up. I'm going to take a break, yes, but I will fight till the end. This is how brave and resilient you are, that your secret admirers see in you. And that is just something that is just very, very admirable, because we all know that life is very challenging and very difficult, right? And it requires us to continuously persevere and endure what we need to go through, right? The lessons that we have to go through. But no matter how much challenges you have been through, you always kept going. Even if other people have tried to, defeat you, they have tried to put you down, they think that you might never get back up again, but you always prove them wrong. And this is not to say that you have to prove to other people, but it's just your soul has this natural tendency of, rising up from the ashes. Or this phoenix energy is also coming through here, and you have no problem conquering any kinds of obstacles that are coming your way. This is what your secret admirers really, really love about you. Like, of course, you are the star. Like, literally, you are the star. Right? And no matter how many times people think that they got you, people think that you will never ever get back up again, they will always see a much more stronger and a much more resilient version of you, because you are not meant to be defeated. Yes, for lack of a better word. You're not meant to be defeated. Yes. Because you are somebody that you will grow from challenges. You will take the lessons and you will learn from them, and you will continue to move on to the next phase, the next chapter of your life. This is why I feel like your secret admirers sometimes feel like they can't really keep up with you, is the energy that I'm also getting here. They can't keep up with you because you are really, really strong. You are really, really resilient. And the number 8 card also relates to the strength card in tarot. And you know what? The strength card is one of my favorite cards out of all of the major arcana. I mean, I still have my other favorite cards as well, but the strength card is, the moment that I saw the strength card, I fell in love with it. And maybe that's what your secret admirers love about you. They really see that unshakable will in you through your eyes, right? Your eyes could just be really powerful. Your eyes are very mesmerizing, I'm hearing. And they find your eyes to be very, very, just really mysterious. And they like to stare at it because of how much strength it gives them. Now, you give other people strength, but at the same time, you make other people fear you. Why? Why do you make other people fear you? Because of how unbreakable you are. That is what they like about you, right? And even if you have a lot of, no matter how many emotions, no matter how much sacred rage that you have within, you would always channel that into and turn them into passion. You always turn them into action. You will not use them in a way where you use that to, hurt other people. And no, you will never do that. But you turn that energy, you turn that pain into wisdom. You turn that pain into action. That is how powerful you are, pile number 2. And this is why I'm not underestimating my own magic anymore. You could have done that in the past, right? Maybe other people have make you feel like you are just somebody that is really small. They make you think that you're just somebody that's very timid. But no. You are so much more stronger than what you think. Really. Because the more pressure other people put on you, the more you are ready to, okay, I am not going to care about this bullshit, I'm just going to continuously strive. And this stress energy, I'm going to channel into action. I'm going to channel into my passion. I'm going to take it into account. I'm going to do it for myself. I'm going to make my dreams a reality. I'm going to make my dreams come true. Because you are not one to be defeated. Okay? You are somebody that is literally a tough warrior. Is what I'm getting. You are really a toughie, a tough cookie, pile number 2. And I love that. I love that about you. Right? That is what your secret admirers really, really, some of them might underestimate this power of yours, right? But some of them, they look at you and they see strength. They see strength in you. They see that you persist and you go on to live a life of your dreams. Why? Because you never gave up. And some of them, not gonna lie, they might be jealous of you. They might get jealous. They might be like, oh, why are you living your dream life? You know, why I'm here not doing anything. But that's the thing. They admire you, they put you up on a pedestal, but at the same time, they kind of resent you for that. And that's the thing. Is that your secret admirers kind of have a love-hate relationship with you. I'm not gonna lie here, but that's not the point here. Okay? The point here is some of them see the strength in you. They acknowledge that, but at the same time, they have a fearful reaction to that, and that's their own belief systems, that's their own thing to work on. That's not your responsibility to handle, isn't it? The reason why you are so powerful is because you turn your pain into wisdom. You don't let anybody get to you. Yes, it might be hurtful, isn't it? Yes, you might retreat sometimes. Yes, you might be somebody that continuously go through a lot of trials and transformation in your life. But you won. You always came out stronger. You will fight till the end. You will fight for what's right. You will fight for what's... You will fight for justice. You will fight for equality in this world. But yeah, you're not one to be played with. You're not somebody that can just... You know that what's very interesting is that people can be very afraid being in competition with you. They might be in secret competition with you as well, some of your secret admirers, huh? Because they think that, oh, you know, if I can win them, then I will have nothing to worry anymore. But that's the thing, you're not an object. You're not somebody to be played with. You're not some teddy bear in a carnival to be won. That's not your game to play. And this is why you have to be really careful and aware of who you allow into your life. Pound number 2. This is very similar to pound number 1 as well. Right? Even though pound number 1 is kind of dark divine feminine energy, but I get this strong warrior and Mars energy vibe from you guys. Something related to, you know, your own magic as well is also very powerful. Your own magic, which in turn, when they come in contact with you, they want to get to know you more and more. That is because they see that your magic is one that is not something that is very surface level. It's something that is really, it goes through the deep bones of your soul. It is something that has it within you. It's not something that can be faked. You know, like fake it till you make it. I don't believe in that shit, huh? But yeah, I don't believe in that fake it till you make it, because I believe that you can make it. Why do we even have to fake it, right? And that's the thing. And your secret admirers don't just see you based on your physical appearance. They see your resilience, your perseverance. And if you told one of your secret admirers, if you told, you know, maybe, I don't know, if you told the people around you, they might be the one that is admiring you, that, wow, like, I can't believe that you've been through something like this. You know, I thought that you are somebody that... I thought that you are just somebody that likes to be alone and all, but I never knew that you have such a past. Because you put on a smile wherever you go, right? You can be somebody that looks very naive or looks very innocent or has a very joyful presence. And this is why some of them might underestimate it. But when they do come into contact with you, and when you do, for example, when you do go through challenges and problems with them, right? Or when you do show them that how you solve an issue, how you solve a challenge, they would be very surprised by you, because they never thought that you had that. They never thought that you had that power, right? Because you are always such a joy to be around. You bring happiness and joy into so many people's lives. But once you encounter a challenge, wow, they will be so in awe of you, because you don't complain, you don't judge, right? You don't mistreat. You just meet challenges head on, and that is what is so admirable about you, pile number 2. You don't just say things, you do it, right? Your actions reflect it, because you know that words, they don't really mean anything, right? Unless your actions can actually truly represent them. And that's the thing. You are one true, authentic soul. Ever notice I keep saying something about your soul? Because I feel like this is not something that is being replaced by your physical appearance. It's your soul is the one that is very prominent here, I would say. That is being reflected on the outer world. And like I said, those people that get it, they get it. And if they don't get it, then too bad. That is because they only see what's on the surface. They only see what's on the physical. They don't see what's deep within the soul. They don't see what's in the heart. And that's not your problem. Because no matter what you go through in life, you will always be the one that has the power to rise up again and again, no matter how difficult it is, or no matter how much your mind may convince you that, oh, this is a problem that cannot be solved anymore, or this is something that is a dead end. No, you will always come through with another solution. And that is what your secret admirers admire about you. Like I said, if you do come into contact with your secret admirers, right? Maybe there are people around you that you do talk to, that you do encounter with, that you do work with as well. Because normally when they come into contact with you, maybe they don't see that strength within you. They don't see that unbreakable spirit within you. But like I said, when the both of you do go through some sort of challenges and problems, oh my God, that's when they will really be like, wow, like I didn't know that you are somebody that is that dependable. That is why, like I mentioned, some of them could have underestimated you. You might have also underestimated yourself. You didn't know how resilient you are. Your life is not easy. I'm gonna have to put it, your life is not easy, point number 2. You have been through your fair share of setbacks and challenges. But that's what I really what I myself, okay, and your secret admirers too, that's what they really love, is that you will not back out. Even if it scares you, right? Even if it scares you, even if your mind might convince you, even if your ego might get to you, but in the end, you will just find a solution to it. You will turn things around to your favor. Why? Because you have that power, because the divine has given you the ability to conquer that. Because remember this saying that the divine will not give you any challenges that you can't conquer. And that I believe it, even though it can be really difficult, right? Especially when we are in the moment. But that is it, you're a tough cookie. Even if there are still fears lingering around you, and yes, we all have fears, right? And even if the fear can be so strong and so powerful, but ultimately you'll be the one breaking free from it. You are one to break free from a lot of limitations and just challenging the norm in general, because you will find a light within. You will always find a solution. You are the light in so many people's lives, like I said. They see your magic, they see your power. Those who truly, respect you, those who truly understand you, they see you at a soul level. They see that about you. And pile number 2, I want to say that you are not for everybody. You are not, right? Let's say if you have been in different communities, institutions, school, right, that you find that people are just really rude towards you, or you don't really belong there, that's because you're not meant to belong. Or that is because you're not meant to belong in that place. You have a space here, but just not in that place where you think that you should be. You are meant to go back to that position of where you actually are meant to be. This is why I feel like in this lifetime, right, you might find yourself changing. You might find yourself switching from location to location, from cities to cities, from country to country as well. And maybe not that, maybe just from an environment to another environment, right? That is because once you've outgrown that environment, you are meant to shift to another. You are not meant to be there for a very long time unless that space is already yours, right? You are meant to go to that space where you are meant to belong there, is what I want to say. Yeah. Yes. So do not be upset by those people that don't accept you, because they will never be able to accept you and see you for who you are. Look at my eyes are very drawn to the eyes in this picture, in this card. You have a lot of story to share with other people is also another message that I'm getting. If you do open yourself up, if you do share your stories with other people, they might really be very shocked. Like I said, because you might put on a smiley face wherever you go, right? You are somebody that doesn't really take life really seriously, right? And I'm getting this laughing Buddha, which could be somebody that likes to laugh, likes to smile a lot. That's why people might just see that physical appearance, that the physical state, and think that, oh, you might be someone that's just they might just think that you're very naive and innocent and all, but you are not. You are not, okay? If you yourself think that you are naive and innocent, please don't. You have been through your fair share of challenges, and the only reason why you are such a joy to be around is because you choose to be. That doesn't mean that you are not somebody that is sensitive, that gets hurt as well. That doesn't mean that you're somebody that is not a warrior. You are. It's just you don't show that to other people that easily. It's just the ones that you choose to open yourself up to, the ones that, understand you and work with you, they will see that. And those that don't, just let them be. Right? Your eyes, they are a reflection of your soul. They really are. That is because no matter how one person try to fake their presence, no matter how much you try to fake your confidence, your eyes will always reveal what you truly feel, right? Your facial expressions are really deep, and they say a lot about who you really are if you start paying attention to. This is why I am getting another message, is that you might find your secret admirer staring at you a lot, right? And this is, I would say this is a form of admiration, right? They like to see what you are thinking about, because you might be somebody that doesn't really reveal yourself that really easily, is also what I'm getting. Right? This is why they would take note of your facial expressions. They might, take note of your body language and all. They might take note of your eyes, how it moves, right? How it expresses itself, because the eyes, like I mentioned, it is very expressive. If you do take note of it, if you do, if you do study psychology and all, then you might understand that our eyes can say a lot about us. This is why you might find that other people like to stare at your eyes. That is a form of admiration, because your eyes are just so beautiful, part number 2. Not just in the physical sense, but as well as what they tell, what they show, what kind of story it entails. That is what your eyes can reveal a lot about what you're currently thinking. Like I said, you could be somebody that is a mystery to your secret admirers as well. For those that, they just know you at this, they just kind of like, blah, blah, blah. For those that don't really get to know you on a deep level, right, you might just be an acquaintance, right? They might know your name and all, but they don't know you. You really are a mystery to them, and they really, really like your eyes. Okay, and they really want to get to know you on a deep level. But like I said, you're not somebody that opens yourself up very easily. You are not somebody that reveals itself very easily. And that is why they like to stare at you. They like to pay attention to you. Why? Because they want to see what you are. They want to try to understand what you are thinking. They want to see what you're trying to convey, what you're trying to express. That's why pile number 2, if you have a platform, right? If you do have social media, and if you do post, emphasize on your eyes more. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, because Mars, I'm getting a lot of Mars energy from this entire spread here that is just very strong. That is what your secret admirers really, really admire about you. All right, so yeah, that's all that I have for the tarot portion of the reading. Hold on. Oh, okay, let me just put it back. Okay. Now we will look at what do your secret admirers wish you could see in yourself, pile number 2, okay? We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. And we have the Fairy, which blessings flow, magical energy. Darling, don't you remember you're a badass? Keep winging. So, what do your secret admirers wish you could see in yourself? Okay. Just put it here. Okay. They wish you could see how transformative you are. They wish you could see how much of a blessings you bring into their life, right? Not just physical, tangible things, but as well as the energy that you provide for them, the kind of safe space that you provide for your secret admirers. They wish you could see that in yourself, right? Because I feel like they could see that sometimes you might undersell yourself. You might undervalue yourself as well, that you might not even recognize and realize that, hey, you don't really recognize how much they appreciate you, how much they adore you. And that maybe you might have a belief system that thinks that, oh, what I provide needs to be something that is tangible and real. What I provide has to be something that matters in the physical realm. But no, sometimes what you give to them, right, the energy exchange that you provide for them, the safe space that you hold for them, right, and how influential you are in their lives, they wish that you could see that in yourself. They wish that you could see how influential you are and how big of an open heart that you have towards other people. Not only towards them, but also towards other people as well, like I said, because some of them might be acquaintances that they don't even know you well, but they see how well you treat other people, because you treat other people with respect, despite of their upbringing, despite of their circumstances. You always treat other people with love and respect. And you don't know, right? Your smiles, your touch, your warmth can provide such a huge comfort to other people. I want to share this example of, for example, you know, giving a stranger your smile, or you saying thank you to other people can actually make the other person smile, can actually make the other person's day. You can actually make the other person's day better. That is what your energy, that is how magical your presence is, that is how magical your entire existence is, pile number 2. And they never want you to doubt that, right? Because your generous and giving nature really helps to make the world a better place. And you don't know what other people are feeling at that point in time. They might just feel really excited to be like, wow, like, never have I ever received such love and compliments from other people, and you are the first one to did that. And that is why they really, really appreciate that about you, right? Because you treat other people equally. You are not afraid to put people back in their place. That is because you know that once we remove ourselves from this social status, from this egoic position, we are all just human beings. Right? We are all just normal human beings living on this planet. There is no one better or worse than other people. Right? We are all just living our lives here. We are all just experiencing something new. We are all just experiencing something that we have never experienced it before. We are all on this planet called Earth that we have never been here before, isn't it? And that love and compassion is what will serve us, not being aggressive, not treating other people with violence. That is not what you are standing up for. They wish that you could see that you are able to transform somebody, even if it's just, a smile, a touch from you, maybe if it's just, an eye contact as well. These insignificant gestures, they are so profound that you never even realize. Right? You never even realize how magical that is. That is why I keep mentioning that you make the world a better place. And that the divine has placed this magical gift in you because it knows that you have the ability to bring this to other people. You have a way to make other people's day better. You have a way to make other people's lives much more comfortable, even if at first it might seem really chaotic, right? At first it might bring chaos. It might bring instability. But this chaos and instability, it's only going to make the other person, or only going to make other people realize that, hey, this chaos and instability at first, it is just a way to make the world, it is only a way to make myself transform. It's only going to make my world better, right? And for those of you that came into your secret admirers' lives, they see that. They see that your presence, your transformative energy, it uplifts them. Yes, at first it can seem really challenging and really painful and really intense. I'm not dismissing that. but it knows that after this period of time, what you have been through previously, right? The first chapter of that chaotic and the stressful part, it is just a stepping stone to making our lives and making the other person a much more evolved being. That is what you bring into other people's lives. That is what they wish you could see that in yourself. And I keep hearing, you're not somebody to be played with, you're not somebody to be played with, right? Let's say if other people do play with your energy, right? Or if they do manipulate that, take advantage of that, don't worry. They will have their own lessons to go through, right? They will have their own karma as well. Because the scales are going to be balanced eventually. That is why you never have to worry, pile number 2, if somebody is mistreating you and all, because in the end, they are going to pay for that. They are going to pay for that. If they don't appreciate you at first, right, they might mock you, judge you, dismiss you, treat you with disrespect. Don't worry. Because these people, they don't appreciate your presence at all, and they never will, right? Maybe, I don't know, maybe in the future they might, but I don't care. Because at that point in time, you mistreated me, you disrespected me. What good would it do now if you turn, if you are filled with regrets and all, and that's your own shit to handle. This is why your secret admirers, okay, this is a very interesting message that I got, is that maybe your secret admirers do see those people that they have mistreated you, they see them going through something, like they see them receiving their karma. And that is why they know that that is just a consequence of how they treat you. Every action has a consequence. You always have to remember that, pile number 2. Okay, nobody gets away with what they're doing. They will always have to repay that debt. The scales will always be balanced. All right, this is why your secret admirers, they just love that as long as you do good and do right by you, you never have to worry about karma in itself. And I'm also hearing that, they love that the divine is on your side because they know that you are a pure and precious being. They can see how precious you are. And that they are very thankful that, the divine doesn't let such people get away. They are very thankful that they held these people accountable. They let, the divine lets these people go through their own consequences because of how they treated you. That's what your secret admirers really, really love. They love that the divine is on your side. And they love that no matter what, you always choose to do good. You always choose to do right. You will never ever forget your purpose. You will never ever forget the reason why you did this, or the reason why you choose to be kind and loving in the first place, because you want to do right by you. You want to bring love to humanity. They see that your intentions are genuine, that you are somebody that is very authentic and very true to your heart, right? Because when you give without any condition. You give without wanting to, okay, like you give unconditionally. That is what they appreciate the most and what they love about you. And that is not to say that, you can't receive anything back, but the reason why you're giving in the first place is because you don't want to really receive anything back. Yes, you are going to receive it back because, like I keep mentioning, the scales are going to be balanced. You are going to receive the amount of love that you give out so freely to other people. That is how magical you are. And that is why you can be either a blessing or a curse in somebody's lives. Right? Those that treat you with respect, those that do treat you with pure intentions, they are going to get blessed. And those that don't, you have your answer. They have their own consequences to face. They really, really wish that you could see how rare you are as a person, and how rare it is to meet such a person in this life, because there will always be there will always be no one like you. No one is like you, really, in your secret admirer's perspective. Okay, like the person that they meet, the people that they meet in their lives, no one is like you. No one is as enchanting and as magical and mystical like you. You are really a God sent blessing for them, like really. And I feel like they really, really wish that you could see that no matter how many pressure that is being placed on you, they want you to know that you have the ability to face them, because a lot of times you might underestimate how powerful you really are. You might also underestimate how resilient you really are as well. And they see that. They see that always with love. They see you as this star, right? Just like the star card here. They don't want you to ever forget how you are that pure, and how you are that just so genuine, and really there's nobody that is that genuine like you. You bring out a lot of good. You see a lot of good in them. You don't judge, you don't dismiss, right? You just hold space for them. And that no matter how ashamed some qualities they think that your secret admirers have, they always have no problem showing it in front of you, because they know that this is just a part of you. You know that this is nothing to be ashamed of. That is why you feel like a safe space to many of them. You feel so magical. You're just very otherworldly, right? And that you don't really you don't really do things that what other people are doing. Okay, an example that I want to give is that maybe there are some people that likes to go to shopping malls, for example, right? But you are not one that likes to go to shopping malls. You like to go to nature, and you just like to commune with the stars. You like to touch trees. You like to run around in nature. You like to just talk to the skies, talk to the wind. Just very, very different, right? And there's nothing wrong with going to shopping malls, right? It's just everybody has different interests and hobbies. And like I said, you don't like to go to places that are filled with a lot of people. You like to talk to the unseen. You like to talk to spirit. You like to talk and commune with anything that is just mystical. Anything that other people might think that is weird, you don't think it's weird. You think that it's magical, right? Just like nature. Right? Because they don't appreciate the healing benefits that nature has. They don't appreciate what nature can bring to them. And that the amount of blessings that can come into their life, and how much of the benefits that it can bring to their lives once they connect to the unseen and nature and all. That is because they don't understand that, and you do. Right? And you make other people, you make your secret admirers realize that, hey, I didn't know that there are so many benefits. I didn't know that there are so many wisdom that comes with commuting with, the unknown, the unseen. That's the thing. You make other people, I wouldn't want to say forget the tangible, but more about like tapping into the spiritual realm, tapping into the higher chakras, right? They might be so used to logic. They might be so used to wanting physical things, wanting material things, but you show them that there is so much more to life. It's not just all about the material things. Sometimes, our our mental health, right? Our body, our senses. Our emotions, our intuition, our feminine energy. These can bring us a lot of gifts, a lot of wisdom that we don't even realize that we have, right? So many people, I wouldn't want to say so many people, but as we can see, right, a lot of humans, they cut down the trees and all, but they don't realize how important trees are. They don't realize the wisdom and the knowledge. They see them as non-living beings. But I see the trees, you see the trees as a living, breathing being. Just because they don't talk, it doesn't mean that they are not alive. Right? When we harm nature, we are also harming the earth. We are also harming Mother Gaia. And this is why you could be somebody that is very protective of your environment. Right? Like I mentioned, you bring a lot of wisdom and knowledge in your secret admirers and in other people's lives. You show them that sometimes the intangible things, they are so much more important than the material realm. You show them that what is the most important thing for us to be grateful for is to be in the present moment, is to find joy in the small little things. Right? And this is not to say that you not getting a branded bag or doing your nails or getting your hair done is not going to bring any satisfaction, but these are just my perspective, okay? But these will just bring you maybe a certain level of satisfaction, but they will not satisfy your soul. Right? Connecting with Mother Gaia, connecting with Mother Nature, going for a walk in the forest, listening to the trees, listening to the birds chirping, watching the sunset. These are small little happiness that money can't buy, isn't it? These are the little joys that we find in the mundane. No amount of external validation, no amount of external and material and the physical realm will bring us any satisfaction if we are not internally satisfying ourselves. And that is why you make your secret admirers realize that there is so much more to life, and they really, really appreciate that. They wish that you could see that you bring such an you make things come alive. And they really appreciate that. Even if it's just, like this crystal or this little bear here, this little object here, they are all alive, so to speak. They all have their sense of consciousness, isn't it? And that you don't judge things as weird or too much, because you know that nobody's ever too much at all. Nobody is ever too weird. We are all weird in our own ways. And just because I talk to the trees, it doesn't mean that I'm weird. It just means that I like to talk to non-living things and breathing things and whatever shit. Yeah. That's because this is my hobby. You make the weird things in life seems so much fun. Right? Like you're very spontaneous. Right? You are not afraid to just jump from one thing to the other. Your thoughts might be scattered, right? You might be like, what should we eat today? Like, no, which clothes should I wear today? Or why is my name Alinda? Right? You know, you might jump from one question to the other. That's the thing, because you have such a you are somebody that is not afraid to learn, to expand your knowledge, to expand your perspective. And that's the thing that you bring to your secret admirers. Like, you expand their perspective. You don't just, let them be so stuck in their limiting perspectives. You show them that there is more. You open them up to life in itself. That is why you can be a very transformative presence in so many people's lives, not only just your secret admirers. That is because the world that they are living is very limited. But when you come into their lives, you expand. Just like when somebody is very logical, you make them care more about their mental and their emotional and their spiritual body, not just the physical not just the physical world, not just the physical body in general, but the emotional as well, the mental, the spiritual, right? These are as important as the physical body, isn't it? But the emotional body and the mental body, these are unseen. These are something that can be felt, not really necessarily understood, and not necessarily can be seen, but they are all felt, isn't it? That is why they really wish that you stop underestimating how magical, how rare, how authentic you really are. Okay, and how expensive your thoughts and your ideas and your beliefs are. Never ever let anybody tell you that, your ideas are stupid, they are, naive, they are just not being accepted by society. And so many thoughts and beliefs are not accepted in society. But does that mean that they are not valid? No, they are valid, they are necessary. It just means that these people have yet to open themselves up to higher states of being. And you will. Guide the right ones to open themselves up. And those that don't, then let them be. Okay? So yeah, these are what your secret admirers wish you could see in yourself. Last but not least, we will look at final messages from your secret admirers using the, I don't know what this deck is called, but hold on. This deck, so hold on. Allow me to shuffle first. Okay. I'm gonna take 3 cards to see final messages from your secret admirers. Okay, so give me a while. I really hope that these messages resonate though. I hope that they are not too all over the place and scattered, and if they are, you can check out my other readings. Or you can check out other amazing tarot readers out there. All right, and when I'm channeling messages, sometimes it can go from one space to another, and I'm not going to apologize for that. But if this is what it's coming through, then it's going to come through. Okay, pile number 2. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for accepting this part of me as well. So next, we'll see final messages from your secret admirers. So final message. Ooh, okay. Okay, we have Make a Wish, Manifest, Dreams to Reality, and we have Courthouse. Okay, can I take one final card, please? To see final messages from pile number 2, Secret Admirer. Final messages from pile number 2, Secret Admirer. Can I take final messages from pile number 2, Secret Admirer? Can I take one final card, please? Can I take one final card, please? Okay. Okay. Hold on. Okay. So we have Courthouse, Make a Wish, to manifest dreams to reality. Take a step back, withdraw, evaluate, reflect, gain a new perspective, pause, ascend to the highest level of human existence. Exactly, I was getting that, right? You make your secret admirers ascend to the most evolved state of being. You make them a better human being, right? You make them ascend to the highest level of consciousness, to a level of consciousness that maybe a lot of us may not be able to reach that kind of level, but you are the epitome of the high evolved being of human being. And like I said, there is no one better or worse. I'm not saying that this is better or worse, but you make other people a better and a much more evolved version of human being, right? You make them ascend, you make them rise. Okay, so final messages from a secret admirer. So court house, I was getting the justice card energy, right, is that you never have to be afraid of other people. And what I mean by that is that for those that they don't treat you right, they will have to face their own consequences. They will have to face what they have to face. The scales will always be balanced, right? You don't have to be like, oh, when are they getting their karma? When are they getting their retribution? You never have to worry about that. You just have to trust. You just have to trust that whatever that has been done, right, in a way that is not of your highest good, you can be sure that it will be returned back to you for better or for worse, right? The scales will ultimately be balanced. So justice card energy is very, very prominent here. You never have to be afraid. You never have to wonder when is karma going to take place, because like I mentioned, you are somebody that you don't stand for any injustice, right? You will fight for equality in this world. Okay, you don't have to what is that word? You have to trust that whatever is right, whatever that you have done right and done good with the purest intentions of all, it will always be returned to you tenfold. But the most important thing is that you give unconditionally. You give you give with pure intentions. All right, so next we have make a wish to manifest dreams to reality. Exactly like I mentioned, like your secret admirers know that whatever you wish to make, whatever you want to come through, it will come through, right? And that whatever dreams that you've always wanted, whatever that you make a wish to the universe, as long as it's done with the highest good of all, as long as it's done with pure intentions and true intentions, you can always be sure that it is always going to be manifested into reality. Like I said, your secret admirers feel like you are God sent. You are a blessing in their lives. You are somebody that they have made a wish to the universe for allowing you to come into their life, and they see that you are just heaven sent angel. You are an angel disguised in a human form. That is what they feel from you. That's why I keep saying that you are very rare, you are very unique, you are very otherworldly. You are not like other people, right? You are kind of like a goddess slash god in human form, right? You give blessings when necessary, but at the same time, you can bring chaos into somebody's lives when they don't do right by you or when they mistreat you. Okay, but this can also be that they can see that whatever you choose to work on, whatever dreams that you have, they know that you can always make it into reality. You can always make them come true because you have this ability, because you are that authentic. You are that true. You are that real, right? You are not this fake it till you make it energy. No, you are real. You are a real gem is what I'm hearing as well. You are a real gem. right? You are not like other people as well. Okay, and that no matter what you've always wanted, please know that as long as you take action on them, as long as you believe in them 100%, you can always make them come true. Okay, and your secret admirers, they see that. They see that the divine is always on your side. And they are glad that the divine is on your side because they know how real, how pure you are. Right? And like I said, they love that you are in their lives. Or even if it's just, for a moment, even if you cross paths with them for a few months, right, for a few years as well, they love that they have crossed paths with you and they will never ever forget you. Okay, so next you have to take a step back, rejoin, evaluate, reflect, gain a new perspective, and pause. What I'm getting from this card is that okay, thank you, Spirit. You make other people reflect, right? Like I mentioned, you are a transformative presence in other people's lives. You make other people expand their perspective, right? You make other people reflect. You inspire other people to reflect in themselves. You inspire other people to go into the depths of their own shadows, to go into the darkness in order for them to find the light. You make them ascend, right? You help them to elevate into the higher frequencies of love and compassion, right? You don't just bring chaos and into their lives for no reason. You bring them chaos. It's because somehow your soul, right, the divine placed you in their lives. Is because they know that you are the one that can bring this transformation into their lives. That is why you are being brought to them. That is why you cross paths with them, right? The Hermit card energy, very, very strong from this card. You allow them to think before they speak, right? To take accountability for themselves, to see, okay, where did I make this mistake? What can I do to prevent this from happening again? And even if I did make a mistake, even if I did make the same mistake again, how can I show more love and compassion towards myself? Because we are all going to fail, so to speak. We are all going to make a mistake, right? You make other people evaluate themselves. You make other people self-reflect, like, hey, maybe this perspective, right? Maybe in the past I'm very stuck in my own logic, but right now I can open myself to this new perspective. Maybe maybe what pile number 2 has mentioned is valid. It's something that I can try, I can take a risk on, right? You make other people depend on you. You make other people want to be a better person. You make your secret admirers evolve into a much more mature, into a much more into somebody who is not afraid to challenge themselves in terms of their own limiting beliefs, right? To step out of fear and into love. That is what your secret admirers want to say and want to thank you for that, pile number 2. Okay, and for this last card, I love this so much. Ascend to the highest level of human existence. I was getting that. You make them ascend, right? You make them want to be a much more better human being, right? You don't just want them to stay in this lower states of consciousness, in fear, in their comfort zone, in me versus them, right? In a very egotistical state. No. You make them want to connect to their hearts more, right? To go into the depths of their shadows, to go into the depths of their own being, to find themselves, to find their original self, to find their authenticity. That is what you are here to help your secret admirers do, because they can see that you really are a huge change in their lives, and this is a change that they are willing to go through because their soul wants to grow and they want to evolve. They don't want to just stay stuck here. They are ready to move beyond the limitations of their mind. They are ready to move beyond fears. That is what you are here to help them do, pile number 2. Okay, so never ever doubt your magic and never ever doubt your ability, because your presence is transformative. Okay, even if it's, like I said, even if it's change that is very, very painful and intense, but after that period of intensity, after that period of pain, they are very, very grateful of this transformative change that you bring into their lives. Your secret admirers are very, very thankful and are very, very grateful that they cross paths with you, right? Or whether they are still in your lives, right? No matter what, they wanna know that, they want to let you know that they are very, 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 very grateful for your existence, and this is something that they have prayed to the universe. And even if it's not something that they consciously prayed for, their soul has prayed for somebody like you to appear in their lives, and they are very, very thankful. Even if, maybe some of your secret admirers, they lost contact with you and all, or you have never talked to them anymore. They are just very grateful, and they will never ever forget about you. You are unforgettable, right? Because of this change, whether it's a small change or a huge change, right? It's the wheel of fortune. Wheel of fortune is huge change, right? It's huge. It's the wheel turning into your favor, right? It's the wheel where, whether is it something that you are meant to go through right now, right? Whether is it darkness or whether is it the light right now, it's the wheel of fortune is in control of that. Right? But perspective is also very important for the wheel of fortune, because a lot of the times when we are going through suffering, how do we view this challenge? How do we view what we are currently going through? Do we view them as a form of suffering, or do we view them as a lesson? So it's all about perspective as well as about the wheel of fortune. So like I said, their perspective of you, their perspective of this change, it is very necessary. And they really, really want to say that they are very thankful, and they really, really appreciate you a lot. Okay, you help them ascend, you help them evolve, you help them to manifest their dreams into reality as well. You make them you help them evolve into higher states of consciousness. And they are just very, very thankful. Okay, so yeah, that's all that I have for you today, pile number 2. I hope that this reading resonated with you, and thank you so much for allowing me to just be who I am. And yeah, I know that my English can be kind of messy and corrupted, but yeah, I just want to say that thank you so much for being here and for appreciating me and for just allowing me to read for you. And yeah, thank you so much. And I really, really hope that this reading helped to boost your confidence and to help you, helped you stop underestimating yourself as well. And thank you so much for accepting the imperfect version of me and my English language as well. So yeah, thank you to your spirit guides and the universe for allowing me to read for you. I'm more than grateful and thankful for that. If you're interested, you can like and subscribe and comment, right? If you want to. If you don't want to, then it's okay. And if you're interested, you can check out my podcast at Life by Pam's podcast on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. Okay, thank you so much, pile number 2, and I'll see you guys in my next reading. Bye. Hi, welcome back, pile number 3. If you picked this card, then this is going to be your reading for today. So if you would like to know the details of this reading, please check out the intro. Always remember that this is a collective reading. Please use your discernment and always trust your intuition above all else. If you feel confused throughout this entire reading, like what I described isn't really you, feel free to skip this reading or check out other piles, or you can check out my other readings or other amazing tarot readers out there, okay? You have your own free will. If it's not yours, please don't force it. do take responsibility for yourself. All right, thank you. Now let's get started. So I'm going to put this aside first. Okay, so we have the Five of Swords and the Two of Swords that came out together. So the first part is, what do your secret admirers admire about you? So the Five of Swords in reverse and the Two of Swords in the upright. Okay. Next we have the Magician and we have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, I'm gonna have to shift this. Oof. Okay. And the Five of Pentacles. Okay. Hold on. Is this in frame? Okay, hold on. Allow me to put this aside first. The Magician, the Five of Pentacles. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna have to put this here. Okay. So, what do your secret admirers admire about you? Pile number 3. I'm getting strong mercurial energies here. So you might be somebody that has a sharp mind. Okay, you might be somebody that is very, very smart, very, very intelligent, very, very knowledgeable about a lot. And I'm also getting another message is that if you have been in conflict with one of your secret admirers, right? Or if you have been in conflict with somebody that in the past, they really admire you right now, which is pretty interesting, right? Which is pretty weird as well. But these people, they admire your sharp tongue. Like they didn't know that you could be somebody that is not afraid to put them back in their place. So these are what your secret admirers really admire about you. Like I said, this is very specific for people who have been in conflict with you, right? You might use some words and all to shut their mouth. So this is just a very interesting message. So I can see that this is what your secret admirers really, really love about you. They love that you have a very sharp mind. They love that you are really knowledgeable and that you are somebody that is just not afraid to put them back into their place. Okay, and that whatever you notice and whatever things that you have said to them, has always been stuck in them for a very, very long time, and that you do have a way with your words, right? You have a way with what you choose to put out there, right? And they really, really do admire this about you. So like I said, mercurial energy, which is very, very strong, and your secret admirers really admire that you would always find the light in the dark. You are not somebody that is afraid of darkness. You're not somebody that is afraid of challenges, right? Even if the Five of Pentacles is an upright here, but the Five of Pentacles actually came through in this position. Okay, so since it came through in this position, and I just want to mention that a lot of you here, you are not afraid to use your mind to good use, because you know that this is a situation that you're gonna have to do something about it eventually, right? You cannot run away from challenges. You can't run away from situations where you have to deal with. And so your secret admirers see that you don't complain. You don't just drag your feet, right? Once you see a problem, you have this strong will to conquer. You have this strong will to fight it, because you know that whatever challenge has been placed here, you know that it's all for your highest good, right? Especially with this past card, with this releasing, rebirth, and spring, exactly. And so I listened, As my soul told me to let the past go, so that I may awaken to how much I've grown exactly. So it's more about like you understanding the depths of your soul, you understanding that challenges are not here to stop you. They are not here to, they are not here to bring you down. They are actually here to help you to awaken to your potential. And this is what the magician is so good at. The magician is so good at turning things into his favor. He is so good at understanding that, okay, I know that there is an obstacle right in front of me. How am I going to deal with it? Right? How am I going to deal with it? And you know how to deal with it. And this is what your secret admirers really, really love about you. I'm seeing this image of somebody who is in school, right? Maybe your secret admirers are somebody that you studied with, you went to school with as well, right? Maybe they are your classmates. Maybe they don't. Maybe you're not in the same. You're not in the same course, or you're not in the same module as them, but they do see you from time to time, or maybe they do see you from. I don't know. Maybe they do see you in certain areas or in certain places at your college. So they do recognize this. They do recognize this ability in you. I don't know, I'm getting this message of your secret admirers see how incredibly, not only just intelligent, but how incredibly blessed you are, even if sometimes you don't really see yourself in this way, which is very interesting, right? Like, how can somebody see that you're incredibly blessed by just not even understanding you, but by just looking at you from far? And this is just very interesting because it's just your energy, right? It's because of, it's just the vibe that you give to them, right? It's just the vibe that you give to them, that you are somebody that is, I'm hearing somebody that's very privileged as well. You might not think that you are very privileged, but at least in your secret admirer's eyes, that's how they view you, that's how they see you. They see you as somebody who's very privileged, very blessed by the divine, very blessed in some sort of way, very blessed in a way where your presence, your energy, it lingers on them, right? Even if they just see you, and even if they don't understand you, they can just see that. This is a very interesting message that I get. But yeah, I mean, this could be very specific, and not a lot of you might resonate with it. So please take what it resonates. Okay, because I'm strongly getting somebody who has turned their pain into wisdom. You are definitely somebody who is always on the verge of learning something new, right? Mercurial energy. You are not afraid to study. You are not afraid to be curious about the things that you are not knowledgeable about. So somebody who is not afraid to learn, somebody who is not afraid to make mistakes, somebody who is not afraid to admit that they are wrong, right? Whereas that is why I was getting this message that there are people that could have humbled you, right? They could have made you feel like, how could you not know something like this? This is common sense, and all of that shit. But no, just because you think that this is common sense, it doesn't mean that it applies to my life, right? And it is common sense to you because you yourself experienced it, but it is not common sense to me because I have yet to experience this in my life. And that's the thing that makes you so magnetic to so many people, is because you are not afraid to learn. You're not afraid to open yourself up with fresh eyes. Right? You're not afraid to look at this world with like, hey, I can learn wherever I go. Right? In whichever perspectives that I have yet to adapt, when I hear this from another person's perspective, I'll be like, whoa, it opened up my eyes, because I didn't know that I can see things in a very different perspective than I used to think that. So maybe you yourself, or your secret admirers even, they learn something from you. They see that, wow, I can't believe that you opened my eyes to this. Like, I didn't know that this challenge can be solved in this particular way. I didn't know that I I actually have the power to create something in my life. And you show your secret admirers the other way. You show them that darkness doesn't have to live inside of me, and that I don't have to be afraid of the unknown. I don't have to be afraid of darkness. I don't have to be afraid of conflict. I don't have to be afraid of my intuition, because you know that this is all a part of what you are going to experience in this life, and you know that this is all a part of you, right? And that is because of all of the lessons, right? With this, the past card, that is because of all of the lessons, all of the growth that you have made, all of the growth that the divine has made you grow. You turned them into wisdom. You turned your thoughts into action, right? You channel that energy right. You channel that energy into goodwill. You channel that energy by not only helping other people, but by helping your secret admirers as well, to make them see a whole new life, to make them realize that, hey, you know, I can actually live a different life. I can actually have a new me in this lifetime, right? I can experience something completely different from what I experienced in the past. So I'm getting that some of you might have a very difficult childhood, right? You might have a very difficult childhood, maybe since ever since you were born. You are always faced with challenges and challenges and challenges. Tower moments followed you everywhere, right? You couldn't seem to figure out, like, why am I always going through something so painful? You know, why does other people's life feel so easy and simple, whilst mine feels so depressing and difficult? And I'm so sorry, pile number 3. And it really depends on your perspective, right? Because it can either be a blessing or it can either be a curse, right? Depends on how you're going to look at it. And that's the thing, pile number 3, you did it, right? You did it. You are not afraid to look at your challenges as a way for you to grow, as a way for you to look at yourself, as a way to transform, as a way to make other people, as a way to make your secret admirers realize that, hey, you know, I didn't know that you experienced something that difficult, but in the end, you came out even stronger, you came out even more resilient. And I think that I didn't believe that you can actually, I didn't even believe that you can actually transform it, right? And maybe some of your secret admirers, I'm getting this message of some of your secret admirers, they came from your past. They are your childhood friends, right? They are somebody that you grew up with, but then you lost contact, right? Maybe they have your social media, or maybe you live somewhere near them. I don't know, right? Maybe they do see you online, maybe you have a social media presence, and they are kind of secretly following you, secretly admiring you as well, is another message that I'm getting, right? They really see how much you have grown. They see that you're just somebody that's very, very different, not only just in a physical appearance wise, but in a way where your entire presence, your entire energy, you know, the way you carry yourself, the way you express yourself is just so different from what they used to know you right now. This is why maybe some of your secret admirers have told you in your face that, oh, you have changed, right? I didn't know that, you know, I didn't know that you transform so rapidly, you know, I didn't know that you can be, I'm just so amazed by you. I'm just so amazed by how fast and quick you change. And that's mercurial energy, isn't it? The way you change, the way you always are consistently upgrading yourself, right? You are always looking for ways to improve yourself. You are not afraid to always find ways to be better, to be a better being, to be a better human, right? And you are also not afraid to show other people that. You don't hoard that energy within you. The magician, yeah, it uses this creation, right? It uses this energy to channel it out for other people, right? To not only have done that for themselves, for you, pile number 3, but you have also done it for other people, right? For your secret admirers as well. You make them see, you make them realize how profound life is, how deeply spiritual you are as a person. I'm strongly getting somebody who is very, 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 very spiritual, somebody who has a lot of knowledge in the occult, right? Somebody who has a very strong voice, somebody who has a very strong presence that you bring to your secret admirers as well. Because you have a lot of knowledge, you have a lot of potential within you that is waiting for you to discover. And maybe some of you have yet to discover these gifts. And hopefully, through this reading, you're able to realize how much knowledge you have within you, how much energy that the divine wants to channel it through you, and then you give that out to other people. Right? You are not somebody that you're somebody that is very generous, right? Even if it's in your darkest moments, you're also not afraid to give out your heart, give out your service, providing service for other people as well. That is what is so unique and special about you. Pile number 3. Right? And this is what your secret admirers really, really love about you. Even if they don't understand you on a soul level, they can see that just by your energy. And how interesting it is, right? Even if we don't know somebody, even if we don't understand somebody at this very deep level, but it's just so cool and just so special that by how this person carries themselves and express themselves, right? You can actually just see a lot about this person. You can see that, your secret admirers can see that you are somebody that has a lot of wisdom in you. Right? You are somebody that has awakened time and time and time again. You have always listened to yourself. You've always listened to your instincts, and you're not afraid to go after what you want. You don't just let the past dwell on you. I'm thinking of somebody who consistently thinks back about the past, which there is nothing wrong with it, right? Which we all do from time to time. We all think about the past. We all think about past people, and even lessons and situations that you've been in. It's just how we choose to use that energy, right? How do we choose to use what we have learned from the past in order to help us to channel a better future? And this is what you are doing. This is what you are helping. Right? Not only just helping your secret admirers, but helping the world, helping other people as well. And look at the Magician card. The Magician card is literally the upright. So is that you are not afraid to use your knowledge to help the greater good, right? You know that everything that you need is already within you, right? You are not somebody that is stingy, that hoards resources to themselves. Like, no, you know that you have it. But you are also very generous, very generously giving it to others, right? Not only just through your presence in itself, but also in the way you express yourself, in the way you talk, in the way you use your words, right? In the way you just in the way you allow your mind to help you, in the way you help your mind to speak. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah, it's just you are somebody that thinks before you speak, right? This is why any people that encounter you, anybody that showed disrespect or rudeness towards you, I was mentioning that in the first place, right? That you are not afraid to fight back. You put people back in their place. That is why in the end they ended up admiring you, which is a very weird energy, right? Because they see that you are a tough cookie. They see that, like, whoa, I can't believe that she fights back, I can't believe that this is what will come out from her. I'm thinking about this example of somebody who doesn't really curse and swear in front of other people, and maybe you do towards others, even towards your secret admirers as well. You curse and swear in front of them. They might be shocked, right? Because maybe the impression that you left on them is somebody that, this is somebody that wouldn't really curse and swear. I don't really see that type of energy in them. But you ended up curse and swearing, and they would be like, wow, like the way you curse and swear is hot. It's a flicking hot, right? And even the way you choose to curse, like fuck you, like you bad bitch, it's like something like that is just really, really interesting and really, really funny and just really adorable at the same time, because the first impression that you left on your secret admirers, and once they start to understand you on a deep level, they will be like, whoa, just that first impression just fell onto the floor, like you're just completely different from how I first saw you, right? And this is why, like I said, right, you are also not afraid to put your beliefs and your wisdom out there, because you know that either this will hurt other people, right, or this will help other people as well, right? So you use your truth, you use your honesty in a way where if those people that have crossed your line, crossed your boundaries, right, you're not afraid to be blunt and be honest about that. But at the same time, for people who treat you with respect, people who treat you with love and compassion, they get the same back from you, right? So you're somebody that, you are very balanced in your way of speaking, in your way of thinking, in your way of expressing yourself to other people. Notice how I keep saying how you express yourself to others, because really it's just very, you give off this kind of mentor, wise teacher kind of a vibe, right? Because you like to sort of guide and teach other people. And what I mean by teach other people is that you're not afraid to put your voice, your opinions and your words out there. And even if other people disagree, right, and that is totally okay with you, because you know that those that agree, they will find you, right? They will resonate with you, and those that don't, they can do whatever they want, right? That is what is so powerful about you, pile number 3, right? Strong mercurial energy, definitely. So please don't underestimate the power of your mind, right? Because it can really either cut through a lot of illusions, right, and to show other people the truth of a situation, or it can actually hurt other people. What I mean by hurt other people is in a way where they are not respectful of you, or they are rude and condescending towards you, right? Any behaviors that speak of disrespect, you are not afraid to put people back in their place. And I'm also getting another message that you could be somebody that is very observant, right? This is why your words hurt a lot more, especially towards those people that try to humble you and all of that stuff. That is because you are somebody that's very observant. You notice things that maybe they don't, right? Maybe your secret admirers have been hurt by you, right? And maybe your secret admirers, they see that you doing that to other people, and they are very, very impressed, right? I don't know if that's really I don't want to just dial it down as good or bad, but it really depends on the situation, like I said. And some of them, they turn into your secret admirers for they became your secret admirers for a reason, right? Because of how blunt and honest you can be. But at the same time, despite being blunt and honest, you are also able to use that mercurial energy, right, to help other people at the same time. So there is kind of like a duality here, right? You are able to show love and compassion towards others, but at the same time, for those that wronged you, they will never be able to forget you because of how intuitive and observant you can get. That is how quick you are. That is how witty you are. And that is how intelligent you really, really are, right? Because you can observe things that people don't. And even you can also show people that, I'm not one to be played with, right? And that if you're going to mess with me, fine, you're going to get your own consequence. And don't think that I'm not showing you mercy, right? Because what I say it to the core, right? Because you have to face the consequence of how you treated me, right? Nobody gets away with anything. Some of them, how they treated you, that is just the consequence and the karma that they face, right? And nobody just, think that they can be rude and disrespectful towards you and they can just get away with it. Nobody. You don't do that service, huh? Right? An eye for an eye, tick for tack, right? So yeah, I love your energy. Pile number 3 is just very, very somebody that's very expressive. I even noticed myself being very eloquent in my way of speaking, right? It's because I love your energy, pile number 3, and yeah, I love this sort of very strong Mercurial energy in your chart as well. And also maybe you are somebody that's Mercury dominant, right? And I love, 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 love that about you, pile number 3. Okay, never underestimate and forget this aspect of you. All right, so yes, that is all for the tarot portion of the reading. Now we are going to look at what do your secret admirers wish you could see in yourself, okay? So next we will look at what do your secret admirers wish you could see in yourself. So we have the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse, and we have the Alchemist. We have Empowerment, Pain, Sorceress. Oh, I don't break that easy. Not anymore. Instead, I use things as fuel. So what do your secret admirers wish you could see in yourself? They really wish you could see that the parts of you that you think are shameful, right? The things that you have been through, you find it to be sort of a burden. They love that about you. They love that. They love that you don't take things for granted, right? They wish that you could see how resilient and strong that you are, right? I was mentioning that the parts of you that you find it to be shameful, right? The aspects of you that, like what you have been through, you find it to be a burden. They wish that you don't see that as a burden, right? They wish that you could open yourself more, especially in terms of what you've been through, and do not act like, things are okay, and do not act like these are nothing, but actually these are actual lessons that have fueled you, isn't it? These are actual lessons that have shaped you into who you are today, even if it's one of the most painful moments that drag you into hell. They want you to recognize and see that that is not shameful. That is a lesson that can help you to understand your strength, that can help you to understand that, oh, I'm so much more stronger than I think I am, right? Pile number 3, and you are an incredibly, incredibly resilient person. You are somebody that can't be broken down for a very long time, right? They want you to recognize and see your own potential. They don't want you to just act as if like, oh, these are nothing, right? And these are just moments that I wish that I never want to talk about it, right? Like for example, let's say you have been through heartbreaks and maybe you don't really like to talk about it, or maybe you think that that part of you is ashamed, or that you think that, oh, like, why did I even fall for such person, or like, why are my standards so low in the past? Like, they don't want you to beat yourself up for that, because we all come to this life, there are always going to be things that are going to be extremely, extremely painful for us. Like, these are things that we will experience, isn't it? I'm not trying to say that, or we have to consistently go through suffering. Like, no, like these are essential lessons that we have to go through, isn't it, in order to make us realize that, hey, this person doesn't deserve me at all, or that I don't even recognize that what I allow, it was actually disrespect. It's actually a disservice to my entire being, isn't it? If we have never been through people taking advantage of us, how would we know that we need to set boundaries, right? How would we know that enough is enough? We need to finally set some boundaries. We need to finally protect ourselves, right? So they really wish you could see how strong that you are, even if you think that you are weak, even if you think that you are vulnerable, even if you think that you are somebody that is very naive, even if you think that you are somebody that can be easily manipulated or easily taken advantage of. They don't want you to see that. They don't want you to see yourself as that, because they can see that you are somebody who is very, very connected to your intuition, very, 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 very spiritual, like I mentioned, right, previously. You are somebody that is a very deeply spiritual person. You connect with the divine. You are able to, gain information and gain wisdom from all of these sources, all of these unconditional loving sources. And they want you to recognize that. They want you to recognize that you are not this past person anymore. You are not that gullible anymore, because you've been through it, isn't it? You have grown, right? They don't want you to see yourself as this weak and silly person or silly human being anymore, right? Especially in situations where it requires you to face yourself, it requires you to face the unknown, it requires you to have courage. They know that you totally have the power to do that, right? And look at all of the bees that are, I don't know what the bees are doing, but it's just giving me the vibes of somebody who creates something out of nothing, right? Even with your strands of hair that you think they are ugly, that you think that they are unacceptable by society, but these strands of hair, they can bring you so many blessings and so many unexpected opportunities they don't even recognize. This is what your secret admirers wish that you could see in yourself. They wish you could see that, from head to toe. You, pile number 3, you are not an ordinary person. Even with these few strands of hair, you think that they are ordinary, but no, they are not. They are perfect, right? They are perfect. They are beautiful. They are a blessing. And this is a very random download that I got, but maybe your secret admirers love to play with your hair. They love to compliment your hair. They love to compliment you, right? The things that you find it to be disgusting, the things that you find it to be ashamed, they are not ashamed. They are not shameful, right? These are all what makes you, you. Isn't it? And that whatever negativity that you received, whatever that you have been through in the past, it all makes you who you are today. It makes you this evolved person today. It makes you realize that, hey, I am not somebody that breaks that easily, right? I can fight for myself. I can fight for whatever that I need to fight for, right? They want you to recognize that you are somebody that is incredibly intuitive, whether you recognize it or not, right? You are that deeply connected to your body, your intuition, your senses. They want you to see that you are this precious little being that deserves to be loved, despite of, you think that you don't really deserve love, or you think that you're not really worthy, or you are somebody that doesn't really deserve this high standards kind of a thing. No, you deserve all of them. You deserve what you really want. You deserve your heart's desires to be true. And that the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse here is showing me that you think that you have to work so hard in order to gain what you actually deserve. You don't have to, right? Maybe they see you working really hard, maybe for the bare minimum, for example. Maybe you work really hard to earn respect from other people, but no, respect is literally the bare minimum. Respect It's something that we don't have to earn. We naturally give to other people. But I know I know in this society and in this modern day and age that we see, right? We don't really receive respect at all, right? For some reasons, we believe that respect must be earned. We believe that love must be earned, but that's untrue. It's just because of what modern society has shaped us, and it's because of past experiences that we have been through that we believe that, oh, respect has to be earned. Respect doesn't have to be earned. Respect is given naturally. But it's just unfortunately what we have encountered, right? We believe that respect has to be earned, but fuck that mindset. That's not true at all. Isn't it? You don't have to do something. You don't have to beg in order for the other person to give you respect. The other person doesn't give you any respect. You know that you are out of, you know that this person is not for you. You know that, this person is out of your, this person is not the one meant for you, or this environment, this situation, this space is not for you anymore. Because respect is literally the bare freaking minimum. You don't even have to ask for it. It's something that is given to you already. Right? And they recognize that a lot of the times you may misunderstand, you may mistook. Right? You may mistook. You may think that, the bare minimum, no, sorry. You may believe that you have to earn something, you have to do something in order for you to gain the bare minimum, but no. So maybe this is a self-reflection that you could do, right? Is to ask yourself, what do you believe is the bare minimum, right? Not only just in romantic relationships, but in all kinds of relationships that you are in. And everybody's bare minimum is actually pretty different, I would say. But respect is literally the bare minimum of the bare minimum. Do you believe that respect have to be earned? Do you believe that you have to tolerate something, or that you have to give something to other people in order for you to earn and gain respect? Right? Maybe this is one of the limiting beliefs that you have, that your secret admirers want to point out to you. Right? And that whatever kind of mindset that you have cultivated within, they can see that you are underestimating yourself. Right? They can see that you're underestimating your resilience. They can see that you're underestimating how blessed you actually are, and that how things actually move for you really quickly once you have decided that, oh, I want to do this, I want to create this, I really desire this, therefore I'm going to build, therefore I'm going to work for it, right? Like, let's say, for example, I want to build my own career, for example. And they can see that you definitely have the ability to work hard, that you have the ability to do it. And this is why they wish you could see that, you have the potential to do it. And that whatever thoughts that came into your mind, whatever thoughts that came into your head, you know that you are totally worthy of it. Isn't it? And I feel like your secret admirers might see that you might place other people's opinions before yours. Right? And it's very, very important for you to really listen to yourself first. There's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with wanting opinions from other people. But if you're consistently getting other people's opinions right before yours, then it's not good for you, isn't it? It's the same thing as, you asking other people what I should eat today. But you yourself actually know that what you want to eat today, isn't it? It's just maybe you are afraid of it. Or maybe you might think that you don't deserve to eat that kind of a food, right? This is just a random example, but yeah. So you totally have your own answers. It's just most of the time you really don't trust it. That's what your secret admirers really wish that you could see, that you totally have the power to create what you've always desired. You're literally the magician of your own life, right? You don't have to listen to other people in order for you to be worthy, or in order for you to be in order for you to live your life, right? You can say, fuck that. Look at this middle finger here, right? And you definitely have the ability to create what you have always desired, what you have always wanted, right? And they can definitely see you underestimating your own wisdom, as well as what I'm getting. I keep seeing the magician in my third eye, right? The magician did came through, but it's very, very prominent here in this aspect of this reading, because you are the magician, right? You are able to combine both your thoughts into the reality. You're not just somebody that thinks for the sake of thinking. When you think about it, you are able to extract from it and put it into action. That is how prominent your energy is, right? That is how deeply connected you are to the 5D, right? And bringing things down to the 3D. That is what they see about you. Because once you do tell them, let's say you told like your secret admirers, maybe your dreams or the things that you've always wanted to achieve, and they would tell you to go for it, right? To do it. Because once you explain what you've always wanted, they can see that envisioning for you. They can actually see that actually. But maybe you don't really recognize it. Maybe you underestimate or you downplay yourself. You downplay your interests. You downplay your talents, right? You downplay your ability to work hard even. Or even you having the need to compare to other people, comparing to other people's lives, but actually no, your life is completely different from what you see on social media. Yeah, maybe some of the Instagram pages that you see, maybe they do relate to what you wish for in this lifetime, but maybe it's a completely different route that you're meant to take, right? And don't compare what you see on social media. Don't compare what you see online, because your path is really different, right? If the Eight of Pentacles here, I'm seeing somebody who has a completely different path. And that I'm also hearing the message that you don't have to work as hard. You don't have to work that. You don't have to force yourself to work, right? You don't always have to be like, oh, I need to be productive all the time. You don't have to. But you can just lie inside the teacup and read your book sometimes. And even allowing people to do massage on you and enjoy a spa time even. You don't always have to be productive. You don't have to force yourself to be productive. Because what is coming towards you, it will come towards you, right? Whatever vision, whatever downloads, whatever intuitive hits that you receive, they will come to you in the perfect time. You don't have to rush, right? And that what is yours, it will always be yours. I want to assure you this, point number 3, what is yours, it will never be taken away. At most, it might be delayed, right? It might be delayed, but it will find you. Because it is a part of your destiny to reunite with your dreams. Isn't it? You don't have to force yourself to grind, to hustle, to meet the demands of modern society in order for you to be productive, in order for you to prove that you are worthy even. Right? You never have to work so hard to earn something that is given to us naturally as human beings. Right? There might be a limiting belief here that is kind of stopping you from achieving your dreams, that is stopping you from actually understanding yourself and even kind of allowing what is to be allowed and not allowing what cannot be allowed, right? Maybe there is some sort of shadow work and reflection that is trying to help you, that's trying to come through for you, right? What you accept as the bare minimum is actually something that is given to us naturally, right? And that I was saying that you are somebody that turns something out of the ordinary into something very useful, into something powerful, right? You are not one to grind and hustle all day long. You are meant to, go according to the flow of your body, right? If let's say if you feel like lying down all day, then do that. If you don't feel like doing anything, then don't do anything. Right? Don't let modern society convince you that you have to be this, you have to do this, you have to be that in order for you to be worthy, in order for you to be loved. These are all just limiting beliefs that are being placed upon us. Point number 3. Okay? So your secret admirers really wish you could see that, you don't have to be perfect. You can allow yourself to be imperfect. You can allow yourself to break as well, right? I don't break that easily. That doesn't mean that you don't break, right? You don't have to force yourself to be this strong person all the time. You can ask for help when necessary, right? Yes, you use things as fuel. Yes, you are somebody that connects yourself with the spiritual world and bring things down into the physical realm. But at the same time, you don't have to do things all alone. You have, your spirit guides all by your side, right? We have the bees here. Bees represent hard work to me, but the 8 of Pentacles came out in the reverse. So you can live a much more relaxed life, right? Comparing to what you have been through in the past or comparing to what you see on social media. Please don't believe that, I have to work twice as hard in order to gain something that basic, that simple. Or I have to work twice as hard in order to get my dream life. You don't have to. Because all of this will come in divine timing, right? You don't have to be perfect all the time. You don't need your hair to be, perfect. You don't need your body to be perfect, is it? You can strengthen yourself. You can use, body oil and anything that makes you feel good, look good. But you don't have to do that for the sake of impressing other people. You don't have to do that anymore. Right? And that you have the right to speak up. You have the right to empower yourself in ways that you have never even expected. Right? Because you are somebody that turns your pain into wisdom. You are an you're an empowering person to a lot of your secret admirers. They really, really admire this about you, that you don't need to always be strong, right? You don't always have to look good. You don't always have to look, impressionable to them, because what they like about you is the real and raw you, the part of you that doesn't fake, the part of you that breaks at times even, the part of you that allows yourself to be vulnerable, right? The part of you that you have shamed, you find it to be, disgusting and all. They love every aspect of you, right? The bees here, I'm just getting, maybe these are your secret admirers. They love every strand of your hair, even if you think that, they are something that is very ordinary. No, they see that as royalty, right? They see that as a blessing. They see that as, unexpected blessings that are coming towards you even. Because you have already grown and learned a lot. Okay, you have already learned and grown a lot. You are somebody that is not afraid to turn things to your favor. Okay, but you are still kind of underestimating yourself here and there. So you gotta have to take note of that, and don't underestimate your power and your ability to influence other people and even your secret admirers as well. To show them that, I don't have to be this certain type of person in order for me to be liked. I don't have to force myself into being impressionable to anybody. I can just be. Fuck anything that, is limiting me. Fuck anything that is just, stopping me from achieving what I want. Fuck anything that tells me who I should be. I deserve to live my dream life in a much more fulfilling and purposeful way. Okay? So, wow, that's the second portion. And now we are going to look at final messages from your secret admirers using this deck. So, this deck. Okay, let me shuffle first. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, pile number 3, for allowing me to read for you, and I really hope that these messages really resonated. Okay. Thank you so much for being here and for just choosing me to be your tarot reader to channel messages for you. Okay, so we will look at final messages from your secret admirers. Let's see. Pile number 3's secret admirers. Do you have any final messages for pile number 3? So pile number 3's secret admirers. What final messages do you have for pile number 3? Okay, we have mystical cat, feline spirit, energy, intuition, magic, divine being, fortune, wards of evil. You are definitely somebody that is just, you have this very feisty like kind of an energy like I was getting, and I'm definitely getting somebody who is very spiritual, very connected to the divine. Yeah, we have false person, fake, hiding true character. Let's take one final card and we will see. Let's see, final messages from your secret admirers. Can I take one final card to see what final message does pile number 3 secret admirers have for pile number 3? Okay, we have faces of the moon. So you might be drawn to pile number 1 because pile number 1 got this card as well. And yeah, at the bottom of the deck, we have not part of the plan, avoiding problems, try something new, unexpected path, abandon danger. So remember, every rejection is a form of divine protection, right? And I was mentioning, like, even if you have an obstacle that is right in front of you, you always have the solution to solve it, right? And even if you cannot solve it at that moment, right? This could be also a part of the divine plan, that it is not meant for you to be solved, right? Maybe this is something that is a detour, right? It's a part of divine redirection as well. Okay, so yeah, we'll see here. We have mystical cat, feline spirit, energy, intuition, magic, divine being, fortune, wards of evil. Exactly, you are somebody that is very intuitive, right? Just like the cat here, right? The cats are somebody that is able to sense negative energies and are able to ward off these evil energies that are surrounding them or in the place that they are in. So they have this very strong ability to sense when something is not right, when sense that something is not wrong. So false person, so remember that you are always divinely protected, and any downloads, any messages that you are getting, it is all from the divine, right? It's all from your intuition. So you are somebody, like I mentioned, you are very intuitive. Okay, you can sense when things are wrong. You can sense right before your logic catches up to you, isn't it? And cats are also animals that are very healing as well, right? They purr, and they are very healing for the mind, for the body and the soul. And you can find yourself calming. You can find yourself calming down when you're around a cat, right? And that is what your secret admirers really admire about you, because they can see that you are somebody that is just a very healing presence to be around. Okay, you are somebody that is just really safe for other people to open up, and even for other people to share their problems with as well, right? So with the false person, fake, hiding true character here, so it's something that it shows to me that maybe you do have a fake person, right? Maybe there is somebody that is hiding their true intentions in your social circle right now. So remember to use your intuition to help to guide you, to help to discern, right? To help to see, okay, which ones I just feel really weird around, right? And this is just for people that resonate with this. And another set of messages I'm getting is that you could, like I was saying about the previous one, which is the empowerment, pain, and sorceress card, right? This, I'm not taking them out, but yeah, you could be somebody that is not, you could be somebody, sorry, but you might hide certain aspects of yourself, right? You might be afraid of showing up authentically, showing up honestly, because you are afraid of judgment, right? Because you are afraid of how other people might interpret, because you're afraid of looking too much, because you're afraid of, other people judging you and criticizing you. And that's the thing. You cannot control how other people are going to react to you, right? Your secret admirers wants you to be true and real and authentic to yourself. But okay, there is a nuance here. If you are around people that sometimes in situations where we have no choice but we sort of have to interact with that person, then yeah, you can put on this like mask, right? You can be like, oh, cool, whatever. You can just like blah 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 in front of them, or spit out nonsense and all of that stuff. So depending on which side you resonate with, so you can choose. Okay, remember to always stay true to yourself, but at the same time, sometimes if you need to act, if you need to put on a show, you need to put on a mask, then sure, do that. Because there are some situations that sometimes we gotta have to interact with some people that we gotta have to interact with, like for example work, right? With our colleagues, right? With maybe with some collaboration, partnership, and all of that stuff, that we have to work with such people, right? If you cannot really pull yourself off that environment and that situation, right, then sometimes you gotta have to put on a mask, okay? But at the same time, please remember that you are being gifted with the ability to receive messages from spirit, to receive messages from the divine, because you are very divinely protected, and you are also somebody that is deeply, deeply spiritual as well, right? You have the energy of the cat, right? Cat also allows you to speak your truth, allows you to, ask for your needs to be met whenever you want to. Cats are very direct in when they want snacks or when they want food, right? They will ask their owner for it, right? And that you gotta have to be direct a lot of the times when you need what you need. Okay, but I also understand that in some situations where we have to interact with the people that we have to interact with, then yeah, sometimes you gotta have to put on a mask, but also be making sure that we always stay true to ourselves, right? We always stay true to our integrity, to our values. Okay, and please know that if you want to have the answer to a certain person, to a certain situation that you're in right now, connect with the moon card, right? The moon, whether is it you read tarot cards yourself, connect with the moon energy, or lighting up a candle, doing ritual, maybe during the full moon, or whichever moon cycle that you feel the most drawn to, in order for you to find out what kind of a person is not good for you, or whichever person that is hiding around your circle right now that doesn't have the good intentions of you. Okay, and that you might be receiving some sort of evil eye and negative energies when you're around them. So please be very, very, very wary and very careful, right? Sometimes your thoughts might be scattered around this person, or you might feel really confused, right? You may feel like, I have some sort of fog in my mind. So please be wary and please be careful, and please be very discerning of who you allow into your energy field, because your energy is very, very magnetic. Okay, and cats, right, they are very vigilant into who they trust, right? They don't just open up that easily unless they can sense this purity, this innocent energy that you have within you. So you have that instinct, you have that gut instinct of a cat that is being gifted towards you from the divine, because maybe in your past lives you could be somebody that is a cat, right? And cats are definitely one of your spirit animals, and they are here to guide you, they are here to help you. They are here to help you with your magic. They are here to help you to connect to your intuition. Okay, and please always surround yourself with healthy and authentic and true and real people. And like I said, if in certain situations you can't, then you gotta have to put on a mask when you have to put on a mask, right? Sometimes we gotta act, we gotta put on a show, then sure, do that. But always remember to stay true to yourself, to be authentic and real towards you and towards the people that you fully, you trust. Okay, like the ones that have truly earned your trust. All right? And always remember that you don't need to prove yourself. Pile number 3. Okay, and that sometimes it is okay for you to put on a show. It's okay for you to put on an act towards some people that you have no choice that you have to interact with in your life. But please always remember how you feel, right? How your body reacts to this person, and to always steer clear from any negative energies, especially the ones that don't have your highest good, because you have this ability to, smell some sort of energy vampires that are hiding in your sight. Okay, so yeah, that's all that I have for you today, pile number 3. I hope that these messages resonate, and yeah, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I really, really hope that this reading helped to boost your confidence and helped you to, maybe stop underestimating yourself, even if it's just by 1%. Okay, thank you so, so much. And if you're interested, you can subscribe and comment, if you're interested, right? And you can subscribe to the Grown Girl Tarot to see more of my tarot readings in this year as well. Okay, so if you're interested, you can check out my podcast at Life by Pam's podcast, but I don't think I'll be uploading the podcast anymore unless I feel called to, but you can check out my previous episodes if you want. And yeah, thank you so much to your spirit guides and the divine for allowing me to read for you and for giving me this gift of allowing me to read for you guys. So yeah, that's all that I have for you for number 3, and I'll see you guys in my next reading.